Hello and welcome to Girls Run These Worlds, to the finale episode of Monster Hearts Freshman Year Season 1. Ooh, talk about more of that later. My name is Taylor. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the MC for this game. And I'm going to talk more about Monster Hearts, more about the game in our little recap in a second. But first, I'm going to throw it over to my players to introduce themselves, and we're starting with Ava.
Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your mother, Ava, here. I play Athena, who is from the Siren Playbook. Yes, Siren Playbook, and both of us use she, her pronouns. I'm going to throw it over to Val.
Hi everyone, my name is Val, and surprise, I'm here. Because, like, you didn't think you were gonna see me. Well, here I am, bangs and all. Today I bring Sullivan Marcos, or just Sully, and he is the Pegasus playbook.
Yeah, and
And
then
MJ, yeah.
MJ. Yeah.
Hi, what's up? My name is MJ. I use she, her pronouns, and today I am bringing you Miss Leia Dansby, the most well-adjusted human of the bunch. Ignore her wolfisms. That's a coincidence.
She does not have fleas.
It's a stereotype.
And I would be remiss if I didn't shout out that Val is also our producer for this series and is
What's up?
producing our session right now, which we love. We love Val.
Well, I hope so. I could just leave. We could not do this.
Stop the recording and leave. Let me see. Is there anything else I need to do? No, I don't think so. Oh yes, actually, there's one more thing I need to do before I get into the description. Monster Hearts 2 is described as a high school horror show. Although the series takes place in college, there will be horror elements that will come up. Possible content warnings include violence, death, murder, alcohol use, the supernatural, police, and sex. So those are things that have come up, will potentially come up. And that just leaves me to our summary recap teaser at the beginning of the episode. Last time on Monster Hearts Freshman Year, we see Bee come into the dorm, set down her bags, and say, "What happened to you?" We see a close-up shot of her taking Leia's chin in her hand to tend to a scratch. She pulls out her first aid bag and says, "It's kind of a cliche, but I like going on walks." Close-up shot of Leia's foot tapping the floor as she says, "I like walks." We see a profile of Sully and Marlowe leaning in close as they talk urgently. Sully says, "If you can't control yourself, maybe we should leave, get somewhere colder, more isolated." We see a dolly shot pulling away from Athena singing in the woods, revealing Sam directing the student crew shooting the music video as the shot widens. A scream interrupts Sam's focus. Smash cut to the campus security guard's body in the woods. A shot of Athena from below as she pulls the $50 bill from the man's mouth. We see a flurry of shots as this week's theme song Nobody by Mitski plays. Leia's text with a picture of a disposable camera that says, "How get picture?" Jovi typing on his computer in bed, and the words, "I looked my attacker in the eye and there was no remorse there." Sam and Leia picking the lab lock as Leia says, "I thought it was kind of obvious you're not the favorite, sorry." Sam's face holding up the photo in the dark room of the ghost, the picture of Haley in the obituary. Close up of Sully, phone to his ear, hearing, "The police are on the way." Jump cuts of Sully pulling out his SIM card, erasing his phone, walking out of the morgue. The opening scene of the finale episode is a handheld over the shoulder shot. Whose shoulder is hard to tell since they're hunched behind foliage and it's late at night. Who we do see, illuminated by the light of the building they're walking out of, are Sam, Athena, and Leia leaving the fine arts building. The camera zooms in on the envelope of developed photos Sam is holding. The figure watches as the three walk back to their dorm.
Oh, we gotta update Sully.
I think actually before we even have like you guys doing anything with that, let's cut over to Val. What is Sully doing right now?
Okay, so covert operation here. The cops are after him. He can't get caught by cops, okay? He's a foreign national. This is not happening. So he, upon leaving the morgue, like, makes his way immediately to the closest thrift store. It could be the Sally Ann's, it could be the Goodwill, it doesn't matter, it's a thrift store, where he donates his current hoodie and buys 5 more hoodies. He buys a Leafs hoodie, he buys a University of Texas hoodie, he just buys a plain old black hoodie, a white hoodie, and a Green Bay hoodie. Just the first 3, and all in various sizes. He is a large because of his height, but there is like, it's a large and up. Like that white hoodie actually puts like 30 pounds on him. It looks a little better on him, honestly. And like,
I have to interject, just Sully going past so many Ohio State hoodies and not getting those. Just so many.
Right? Alright, he puts on that white hoodie. That's the first one he puts on. Puts it in a backpack, which he also got from the thrift store. Okay, because he can't have his normal backpack. So he gets his backpack from the normal thrift store. Okay, goes to the sketchiest part of town, to the sketchiest phone repair place that he can find. And he just, like, goes to the guy to the counter. Hey.
Hey.
Puts down the SIM card. I need 2 clones of that, please.
Okay, yeah. This guy, I guess, does this all the time. I Taylor, don't know enough about.
Sketchy
Val
phone
has
things.
so much experience with.
Here's the thing, is, like, as I say that, I, like, flash some cash, like...
Yeah. I was assuming money was also
Yeah.
exchanging hands.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing that maybe that I imagine that this person behind the register would say is, after doing all this, he just kind of looks at you and is like, how old are you, kid?
19.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely legal in Ontario.
Yeah, I think it's just like this very intense vibe that like this guy is like young to be getting into whatever scenario this is. But you're able to make the transactions you need to make. What does Sully do next?
Yeah, and he purchases 3 phones, one with a completely new SIM in it. Like, as a burner phone, it doesn't even have, it's a jitterbug, it's not anything real. He puts 2 more SIMs in 2 just like normal, like old Android Motorola Gs sort of thing, puts them in, make sure he grabs his contacts from there to put in his burner, and then goes back into the night, changes hoodies immediately once he's outside of like the CTV, into his University of Texas hoodie, which is burnt orange, by the way, and just goes and like hands not to children, but just like looks at a guy, like the first guy that asks for change, he just gives him the phone, like, and then goes down like the street and just like leaves one on a bus to just get stolen, sort of thing. And he's like, all right, okay, time to go get Marlo, and like just heads over, changes hoodies again to the black one.
Yeah,
like, they'll never catch me.
I also love I love so much the thought process of, I'm doing all of this stuff to hide my identity. I'm going to go get a person who has not done any of this stuff and take them with me. It's so funny. So yeah, Sully, you go back to campus because that's where Marlo lives on campus.
I stake it out, right? Like, I wait until they have left, that they have, the cops and everyone has like left their stuff before
it's pretty late at night by the time I think you actually feel like it's safe to approach, because it was already like fully nighttime when you like went to the morgue and did all this other stuff.
Like
so it's like
2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, it's like pretty late. But you wait. Marlo is on the second floor in the dorm. Is Sully going into the dorm, or are you flying up to a window?
Yeah, I'm just running, jumping up to like the window and like doing a little rap on it, like while I'm hanging off the ledge.
It's like a dorm, so it's not even like there's like
I imagine
something
there's just
really
like
for
so,
you.
like just a little brick ledge outside of the window. Like,
Yeah, you're just gripping onto this little ledge outside the window. And tap on it. Probably a couple of times before Marlo comes over, like looks out, doesn't see you, starts to turn back around,
hey, please,
look
I'm right here.
looks
Just
down and is like, holy shit.
I like
Something-
alley-oop into the room. Like
what are you doing? What are you doing here?
I
Why
can,
didn't you come up through the staircase? Why didn't you knock on my door?
because the cops are after me.
What?
Yeah. And the
What?
thing, they're after me in connection to this whole hoogabaloo, which they're also after you, right?
I mean, not that I know of, but they would have. Wait, okay, so the cops are after you, and so then you came here.
It's okay,
Um,
I waited. Like, I have disguises.
okay, what? Why? Marlo like sits down and just looks like very overwhelmed by what's happening. It's like, okay, the cops think that you killed Jude.
No, I don't think they did. So they're gonna have me, like, they're arresting me for, like, alcohol consumption, or, like, handing it to minors and things like that, because, you know, sorry that your rules down here are wrong. But, just saying. But, like,
So they don't know about me.
I mean, they haven't tried to torture me yet, so.
What are you gonna do? Why are you here? Why are you?
Well, we're gonna go.
You're gonna go.
Like, yeah, let's cross the border. We'll just, like, I got a lake monster in Superior that'll just take us right across. He dated my mom for like a week. It didn't work out, but we're still pals.
Sully, I don't. I mean, I want to go, but I don't know if that's like. Shouldn't we stick around and try to like prove that you didn't do anything?
No, because I did do it. Like, I did give out, and now the person that I did give alcohol to is dead. So no, I don't want to stick around, and I don't think you should either, because now, like, our whole like monster world is being probed. Because do I just sprout wings and neigh in front of them? No, like,
No, I don't think you should do that. But like, if we could figure out what happened, if I really was the one that killed Jude, or if it was someone else, if we could figure it out, then you wouldn't be in trouble anymore. I wouldn't be in trouble anymore.
but I'm already on the run. You don't understand. I have 2 clones of my phone out there in the world right now that they're chasing.
I guess if you feel like you need to go, Sully, I already gave up on freshman year once. I don't really want to quit again. I want to.
We will get another ID and we'll go to, like, a different country. You ever been to New Zealand? I hear there's hobbits there.
Sully, I've been thinking about what you said the last time you were here, and that we could just run away, and that we could apparently what you're gonna do, but I just feel like I have a responsibility to stick around and do what I can, and I think you should stay too.
Are you gonna bail me out if I get arrested? When I get arrested? You gonna hide me here? You got a room all by yourself. I could just stay here.
You could stay here.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna stay here. God, I should get my shit out of my room.
I think they start to kind of like just kind of pat your shoulder, just to kind of calm you down a little bit because they can tell you're jittery. And then it turns into like kind of like like not scritches like you would give a dog, but like when you're grooming a horse and you kind of like are using like, you know, a brush, there's like a little bit of like firmness and a little bit of like nails. And they're like kind of trying to calm you down and like rubbing your shoulder and like your back a little bit as you're and they kind of pat the bed next to them for you to sit down.
Just sitting like this. Okay. You go with computers.
Am I good with computers?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
In what sense? I mean, can you
Oh yeah, we just need to figure out how to loop the footage inside of the dorms so that no one could see me like, you know, going to the bathroom.
I think that is more than just being good with computers, Sully.
You know what? I know a guy.
You could just piss out the window.
What if I have to do more?
I guess you can do that out the window. Marlo is already having second thoughts about you staying
Okay,
here.
listen. I have an idea. Listen, just I've got an idea. I'll be right back. And he changes hoodies again. And he goes and he like,
you go out the dorm room or you go back out the window?
I go out the dorm room.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And I actually go to my room.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jovi in there?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
He's a little bit laid up right now because it's a broken rib.
Is Jovi
Did
in
that?
there?
Who could
Is
have done
Jovi in there? Like he's like not a cryptid hunter photographer thing with no friends that we know of. Of course he's in his room.
And a broken rib and it's
And a
2
broken
a.m.
rib.
Hey, anyone could have broken that rib.
Of course. You're a normal girl. A werewolf
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get it.
And so I like imagine myself essentially like kind of jumping him and putting my hand over his mouth and just be like, Jovi, please don't scream. It's no, Jovi, it's me. It's Sully. I will give you an interview with the Jersey Devil if you do me a favor.
Immediately stops struggling. It's just very quiet.
And I like
looks at you like I'm imagining you're like he's in bed, you're standing over him, just like looks up at you.
and like I remove my hand and I take a couple of steps back so that he can like swivel over if he's in his chair or anything.
He has no context for why you have done this.
Yeah.
Just to say, he has absolutely no context for why his roommate would come in and immediately put a hand over his
Well,
mouth.
the cops were there, so he might have like some context.
Yeah, just looks at you and is like, am I allowed to talk?
Yeah, you just I'm not here, and we need to make it look like I'm never here.
You barely are ever here, so that's not gonna be
Okay, but
hard.
I mean like the hallways. We need to fuck up the TTV footage, okay? Like and loop it.
He nods slowly.
And I was like, and I really do mean it about, or do you want Ogopogo? Like, I can do either or, but not both.
I can try to hack the cameras.
Do it.
He like gets his laptop and just starts typing on it.
It's like my guy in the chair. Let's go.
Yeah, I feel that's a good place for unless Sully, you have anything else specific
No,
you're doing. I'm
that's
assuming
it.
you're going back up to Marlo's room.
Brain right now. All right, cool. I'm done.
You go back up to
Yeah.
Marlo's room.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that is our evening. The next morning, it is the first day of classes. So orientation is officially over. It's Monday. You have your first round of classes. And what's the montage of shots and feelings we get as you all have your first real day of college, first of all? And then also, I would love to know what song is playing during this montage.
You can't just drop this on me. I don't know how to
Oh, pulling
heck.
up the
Decide the song
playlist.
first. You can decide other things first. We can decide the song at the end.
I'm looking at my playlist right now for y'all, so keep going.
Remind me, this is set during like the present day, or
Yes.
are we actually in the 80s? Okay, got it.
No,
Make sure-
it's present day.
Sometimes the song choices confused me.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I am gonna say Double Down by Sloth Rust for Leia, and I'm gonna say that because it starts like bow, 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 bow. And so like during that each different hit is just like her in various stages of being slumped in a chair, like usually hands behind her head twirling a pen and periodically checking her phone to see if Sully has texted back.
Yeah, because you texted to say like, here's the information we got. Yeah.
And she's ambidextrous, so I think there's a part where she's fully like writing notes with one hand and texting under the desk with her other, going, "Hello, anything?"
Yeah. So you would be getting not like you wouldn't be getting a message that they're not delivered because there's now it's being delivered to like 10 phones or something. So they're going through. And I guess does Sully respond? Because some of them are going to Sully, right? Because you did.
No, I have a brand new SIM card, like my old SIM card.
So you...
But I
okay.
saved the
contact. Okay.
But it'd be a different number. Can I just say though, like there's like an unknown message in your messages box from an unknown user, and it just has like a little werewolf, like a little wolf emoji.
Yeah, so Leia, you're sending these texts that are like, hey, what's up, blah blah. They're getting all marked, like they're all showing as delivered, but you're not getting a response. And then you do, as part of this montage, get this text from this number that you don't have saved in your phone that's just a wolf emoji.
I think at that point, I'm in the middle of class. So we're gonna say it's history of baseball because that was one of my favorite classes. And as the wolf emoji pops up, she stops the like. There's a record scratch sound effect. She's like, what the fuck? Out loud to the class.
Yeah, people just kind of are looking at you. The professor clears their throat.
So I was just commenting on how screwed up it was how Flood v. Kuhn ended. Like, yeah, free agency's great. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah, definitely still getting some looks. The professor just continues on with the lecture, which is may or may not be related to what you just said. Yeah, what about Athena? What's your little montage like? What is your first day of actual classes like?
She's having a wonderful time because she's just that girl. She's just cruising through, making friends, being very polite and friendly to other people. The song for her is Her by Megan Thee Stallion because of course. And she's right now in her history of music awards, and right now she's arguing with someone about why it was a crime that Beyonce lost album of the year for Lemonade, because of course it is a crime.
Yeah.
She also did try to text Sally because it's like, okay, I sent him to the morgue. I'm assuming he's okay.
Eventually, you get a text message from an unknown number that's just a vulture.
And I have an important question for you. I have a very important question for you, Val.
Mm-hmm.
Has Sully pulled shit like this before in the past?
Yes.
Okay. She looks at it before she even sends the text, she just looks at it, it's like, maneuver 12. Got it. Okay, cool. Whatever. Anyway, Anyway, as I was saying, it is racist and sexist that she did not win Album of the Year. She put her heart and soul into this. She was cheated on.
Yeah, I think like at first people were like making their cases about it, but first of all, you're right.
Yeah.
Second of all, your passion and your like knowledge about it, like people eventually just kind of give up like stating their own cases and just kind of are like, and there's other people who definitely agree with you and are like, like kind of doing like snaps and stuff to agree with you.
Also, fun fact for everyone out there, it has come out in more recent years that people who vote for those awards purposely do not vote for Beyonce because they think she has too many awards. So they're haters. All of them are haters.
Just taking an aside moment. I have my platform and I'm going to use it.
But that's really it. She'll message back like, did you get in trouble?
I just sent, I don't text, just an emoji of like a police officer with the yellow face, like, and then a beer.
Actually, I'm gonna roll like a d20 to see if she catches that. I want to know if she like can read that.
Yeah. This is able to be
above
understood.
a 10. She does understands.
Oh man.
Oh. He did give alcohol to people at the party.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think also Athena, the connection you're making, which I don't know if it's been like specifically made by Sully or not. I think Sully kind of alluded to it, especially because you have like an understand, like you're like in like pre-law or something like that as part of like your degree. Is not only does Sully give alcohol to an underage person, but then that person went on to die. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, like it's like a connection of like potential like manslaughter, like that kind of stuff is like coming into this a little bit.
She's going to then text Leia and Sam being like, oh my gosh, Sully's on the run. He just texted me from an unknown number. And I think it's because he was an underage person giving alcohol to an underage person who then went on to die. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Should you be putting this in writing?
We're doing it in emotes. We'll do it in emotes. I will call you later.
It's like, it's hieroglyphics, baby. Let's go.
This is not how MonsterHearts works, but just for consistency, if this is all through emotes, Leia, roll me a d20.
I will absolutely do that.
If you get 11 or higher, you understand.
A thing to know about Leia is that one of the many reasons that her romantic life has been questionable is because she does not send emojis. She does not abbreviate text usually. She sends full capitalization periods at the end, and for some reason people think that means she's mad at them.
I wouldn't. I'm so shocked people don't understand what she means.
Oh, 15, slick.
Okay. Oh yeah, you furrow your brow and are able to understand this. What is Sully's montage of Monday morning through afternoon, we'll say, look like?
So he sort of like, because Marlo has to go to class, right? So he lets everybody sort of get into like their first period classes. He hops out the window. He goes to like a gym, pays $10 for a shower, changes hoodies, because he's not going to shower at the dorm because because he'll be naked and someone will recognize him. Like, sort of thing. He just does a little sleuthing, like, what's, he also texts his mom. In emojis. Like, I don't know if this is like, their thieves can't or whatever, but that's what's happening right now. Like, monster can't is what's going on. Essentially sends like the same thing to that he has sent Athena. Like the same like little thing. But also mentions that he's sticking around to figure it out.
What emoji would she send back? She sends back
A thumbs up.
yeah, I was thinking a thumbs up at first as the first part, but I don't think it would be a thumbs up. I think it would be an ambulance and then a bunch of snake emojis.
Oh, do you need me to come rescue you?
Yeah, like what?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually just send a big just the emoticon yes, like with the circle around it.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think she responds to that, but it is delivered. You think that knowing your mom, she probably saw that text and immediately is like, rallying the troops essentially.
She's getting
like,
her plane ticket. Like,
yeah. Like she doesn't even have time to respond to the text.
yeah, she's getting her plane ticket.
Getting to work.
These small town Ohio cops don't know what's coming at them.
Exactly.
Harold, cancel my plans. My son needs me. Maneuver 12. Maneuver 12.
Maneuver 12.
Oh my god.
Like...
Is there anything that you all are doing this morning to get more information about the murders, like other things that have happened? Anything that you're looking into?
Not that, but I wait until B leaves. And then we said Leia was ambidextrous, so she's writing left-handed, but she's writing like this, like with her fist around the marker. And she's writing, "Sorry, needed to borrow. You understand," with a little sad face emoji that has like wolf ears on it. She's gonna tape that to Jovi's camera and just put it outside the door, knock a couple times, and then dash.
Is there a little emote of like a puppy looking sad?
Yeah.
Do you have any strings on Jovi? I can't remember.
I do not.
Okay. Yeah, so you do that and then like run away. And then after there's like a sound of like some movement from inside the dorm room, like the door opens up, Jovi looks down, like kind of very slowly bends to pick it up because he does have broken ribs, so it's a little hard to like specifically bend over and pick something up. So he does it very slowly, picks up the camera, kind of looks at it a little bit, and then like looks around curiously as we cut away from his reaction. His expression mostly looks curious. You can't tell. I mean, Leia isn't seeing this, but as the audience, we can't tell if this is like all is forgiven or if this is like a clue, like this is a clue for him to try to figure more things out.
Because wasn't there like an ending from the last episode about it, like, I think monsters are dangerous or something like that. Something very vague of like, oh no!
He was writing a blog post, where he was like, I always thought that cryptids and monsters and humans could be friends, but then I think I met the monster and they showed no remorse. So Jovi, like, this could definitely like be towards reconciliation. It could also be towards like him figuring more stuff out. He also, Leia doesn't know this, but has kind of recognized that Leia is the werewolf. So
I'm so subtle about it.
You're so subtle. I honestly thought you were a Kelpie.
It could be anything. No, she's a normal person.
I'm a normal human girl.
Yeah.
Just
Is
your
anyone
average
else?
lesbian, it's fine.
Athena, it looked like you were gonna say you were doing something to figure stuff out.
First, real quick question. I remembered that I took the condition out of the loop.
Yes.
I want to maybe see if me figuring out Sully's emotes does that make me in the loop now? Can I erase that condition?
You know what? I think maybe is there anybody else that you would be, obviously most people, it wouldn't be good for them to know what this text is and what it means. Is there anyone that Athena would be showing her expertise in figuring this out too. Because I think if you can show it to, oh yeah, to Leia.
Yeah, she explained
Okay,
the
cool.
emotes.
Yeah, perfect. So then, yeah, I think you can clear that condition because that's enough of like a show of expertise that you're like, no, I'm not out of the loop. I know what emotes mean. I'm hip with, I'm hip with what's going on.
Thank you,
Monster
fellow
hieroglyphics.
And then the only other thing is she would send a text to Sully with like the emote, like a beach kind of showing a trip,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a clipboard showing notes. And essentially she's trying to ask, did you find results from last night?
Okay.
And then like afterwards say, we can meet as well.
Okay. Real quick, Taylor, because it's been some time. What exactly what was like my big clue from the morgue that I had figured out?
So the main thing is that you were able to confirm a lot of information that had been suspected. So you were able to confirm that the security guard who was killed, his name was Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
That he died during the night before his body was found. Is when he died. He did die of like heart failure, basically, and
essentially shock.
Yeah, like shock or like fright or something like that is like presumed to be the reason. And the money, the $50 bill that was found in his mouth, was definitely placed there after he was dead. And also the year on the bill was 2013, which is 10 years ago.
Which was the year that the girl was dead.
Yes,
the
year that
died.
the year that Haley died. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the main stuff. The only, I think, new piece of information that you found is the date on the bill. Everything else was like basically like hard confirmation that the things that you suspected to be true were true.
Yeah, and I think like instead of like telling the clues over emoji context, I'm just gonna send an emoji of a vampire. For that's to meet in Marlowe's room.
Okay, got it. She'll head over to Marlowe's.
Cool. I think maybe
she'll actually text Leia. It's like, if you're not busy, head here to discuss stuff.
Cool. I think the main thing, maybe just for the flow of the day, is before you are able to head over to I guess this is up to you if you want to do it, but before you would be able to head over to Marlowe's, because it's still kind of imagining like mid-afternoon, right. So all of you have like other stuff that is like, this is the first day of school, this is stuff we're supposed to be doing, including for Athena. You would have your first shift at Borders this afternoon.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I did say I took a part-time job.
So if you want to like skip out on it, like you can to meet up. I'll say over the table for like the flow of things, it would maybe make sense to go to Marlowe's afterwards, because then you can like have like a meet up and like compare information like a little bit better, but it is up to you.
Not to mention, if you didn't do that, you would just be getting like frantic emojis. Like all day. Like
that's fair.
Yes, this is what's more important than clearing my name. Borders?
Yeah. You get 4% off books if you work there. I'm gonna take it.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this instead. She's going to she knows her sister's schedule as well. And she knows that her sister has like an opposite-ish schedule than hers. So she has a free afternoon. She'll go to Kylie. Hey. Who's my best friend?
Okay, what do you want?
So, you know that we have been investigating some stuff, right? Hush, 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 hush. Just as a heads up, I won't tell you everything because the less you know, the better. Sully got in trouble trying to help him out. I need to not go to work to do this. Can you cover for me?
It's gonna be so boring because it's your orientation shift, and I already did my orientation shift there.
I
so it's just I'm gonna be learning the same stuff again, and then I'm gonna have to tell you about it.
I know, and I will love you to the ends of the earth. You know that guy who was trying to flirt with you, who flirted with me, and I ended up kicking his ass? I would do that for you 100 times over. So what I propose is you do this shift. I'll do your homework for a week.
Okay.
All right, here's my wig. Here you go. Have fun.
Yeah, immediately agrees.
I
Cool.
love you. Bye.
Just parent trap the bookstore.
They're twins.
Yeah, they are twins.
Alright,
Yeah, so
boys.
okay, so you presumably all is Leia going over to Marlowe's as well?
Yeah, when Athena does. I think she probably mostly has morning classes, so the afternoon would be a lot of guitar practice, but also, and obviously a no above table, Janine isn't here, but she would be trying to reach out to Sam because hey, we're all a part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's under the impression that I'm sending these to Sam as well.
Yeah, I think Leia, since you specifically mentioned it, at this point maybe you realize because it's like a group chat and like you're getting texts from like Sully is a different number, whatever. So maybe it takes a little like a second for you to notice. Sam has not responded to any of them.
Ooh.
Great,
Um,
awesome.
Yeah. So you all head over to Marlowe's dorm. They're not there. They're in a class right now. So it's just Sully, Leia, and Athena. Sam does not show up to this little meeting either.
Has anyone heard from Sam?
Nope, been trying.
Just open the door slowly. Hunched over. Shh.
Bro.
Come on. Like...
He's done this before. Did you message your mom?
Oh yeah, she's probably taken the first flight out here, but that, flying out of YYZ is always a hell on earth, so...
Yeah, I get that. It'll be nice to see her, despite the circumstances.
Sure. You say that now. Where's Sam?
Should we
Fuck
try...
if I know.
Should we
You
try
run off,
Chris?
Sam runs off.
I came back, okay? Like,
Thank you for coming back.
I was about to get Ogopogo to just bring me across the lake and show up again in about 10 years. Sound like I age, but
I'm gonna message Chris.
who's Chris?
Sam's brother, the dipshit.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, what are you texting him?
May have new information. Trying to convene with Sam. Do you know where she is?
Yeah, he texts back pretty quickly and is like, I think she has class right now. I'll see if I can get a hold of her.
Thank you. Leia has tried. No answered.
I think or
Why are you
not
gonna bring
Sam.
me up? She doesn't like me. He doesn't like me.
I think Chris
He likes
To
it.
show that other people are trying to reach out.
Yeah, I think Chris texts something like she might have her phone off in class. With like kind of the implication that Sam is a little bit of a goody two shoes sometimes. So it might be that just like when she's in class, she has her phone completely off.
My sister is a very good person, so it would be understandable if she has her phone off.
Yeah. And also like maybe, like the transition from high school to college, where like in college it's like, yeah, you can have your phone, but in high school that's not really the case. So yeah, what are the three of you talking about?
Oh, I hand over the $50 bill.
Is this a bribe?
Oh, you took the $50 bill.
Yes.
So not only did you supply
running
alcohol
away.
to a minor, run
I have
away.
two questions. Question one, is this a bribe? Question two, why is it sticky?
Oh, it's sticky because it was in a dead guy.
Oh my God, Sully! Sully! Not only are you in trouble with the law because you supplied alcohol to a minor who then went on to die, you took evidence from the crime scene. From the
No,
dead
not
body.
the crime scene. It was
From the dead
floor.
body.
I also took the chart. Put like, no, I didn't. It's like,
My
well,
God.
Yeah,
Also,
it-
just to clarify for like anybody watching, Sully gave alcohol to someone underage, not someone who was a minor.
Yeah, underage. My
Yeah.
apologies.
18-year-olds.
I just wanted to clarify because that is a little bit of a different vibe. Like,
Yeah.
For
Like
someone,
he gave like a jug of Growers, which is like the white girl wasted beverage of Canada. Okay, it's just cider in 2-liter gallons and 2 liters in various flavors, right? And it's just handed those out at a party, which is not weird for 8 and 19-year-olds to drink.
Yeah,
but the fact that he died is the problem.
Right.
And you know, as I hold this sticky dollar bill, I'm just $50. I was like, well, I'm already in trouble. What's the law
for someone who's done this before, you're so bad at being a delinquent right now. You gotta cover your tracks better than that.
You don't know what I did to get here, do you?
I'm going to assume that you bought several hoodies, traded out your backpack and hoodie, got another backpack for that, then go to the shadiest part of town, to the shadiest phone shop to get several phones and then hand them out to random people. So the phone number that we have been texting is actually like it's been going to random people we don't know, and that's why you texted us from a burner phone.
Yes, exactly. And I look over at Leah.
You've done this before.
A flawless plan.
Listen, we got out of Scotland like that. I don't understand the problem.
Anyway. So what did you find out exactly?
Oh, yeah. This this $50 bill, and just like opens it and like, look at what year it is.
Yeah, you can,
Well, that's how we both
yeah, you can clearly see it's 2013.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the year that Haley died.
Yeah, and it was in the security guard's mouth.
Yeah, I found it in the mouth of the security guard.
One
It's in the school.
One other piece of information I'll tell you, I believe Chris told Athena this, that security guard is known for being like is pretty well liked by students because he's known for being someone that if you get in trouble and he's the one that catches you, it's easy to smooth things over, either just because he's lenient or you can pay him off sometimes.
Do you happen to know, like, what else about the bill? Like, I was going under the assumption it was like a bribe, right? Because we found out that the security officer is the guy
This was put
who...
in post-mortem.
Ooh.
Like, that's what yeah, it was, so he was already dead. Like, but wasn't this security guard also security guard 10 years ago?
You do know he's been the security guard here for a while, so reasonable to assume that 10 years ago he would have been still a campus security guard for Buckland.
I might have 2 theories.
Mm-hmm.
The first is the Scooby-Doo theory. The second is also kind of a Scooby-Doo theory. Either this guy, well, either way, I think maybe this guy might have looked the other way in circumstances leading to Haley's death. Scooby-Doo theory 1. She's an angry, vengeful ghost and scared him to death and put that in. Option 2, her ex-boyfriend has been playing, well, not like widower, whatever, has been playing the long game. And this is all his doing. That's also kind of a Scooby-Doo theory, because, like, you get unmasked at the end, and it's always just some guy.
Or
yeah, because
we're having a frightener situation here. Come on, Peter Jackson, the Michael J. Fox, The Frighteners.
I know the movie, but I haven't seen it.
yeah, same.
So
I know the title.
She could be a vengeful ghost, and her boyfriend is in on it. That is the
So-
plot of the flight. The frighteners, by the way.
The pictures that we were able to get the pictures like developed and all that, and we did see Haley in the pictures.
Yes.
The ones
I
that we
kinda-
took? The dead girl?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So we do have a ghost on our hands. I think you may be on the right track. I think it may be more I still kind of think maybe what's his name? Oh my God.
Oh, the professor.
Tariq.
Tariq is the TA for your
He's
class.
the younger brother,
Which
right?
is
He's the younger brother.
So we know. I also know that Tariq is Professor Allen's brother. And because Professor Allen's been kind of that very high moral standard, trying to clean things up for his image, Tariq is not supposed to meddle in that. So he probably wasn't supposed to be at the party, thus trying to get around and making sure that he is not either like people don't talk about him being at the party or messing up his brother's image. Maybe Tariq's involved instead?
So he is killing people who saw him at the party? Because he's really bad if he's only gotten one guy so far.
Well,
Or
I don't know.
what
I
if?
or
Oh
maybe
man, what if Tariq was the victim, the target the whole time?
or maybe it is the professor, and the professor found out that Tariq has been doing teenager shenanigan stuff and has been trying to cover for his brother to make sure that he doesn't get in trouble.
There's
As
only
you
one
all
way
are-
to figure this out. Sorry.
Talk to a ghost.
Talk to a ghost.
Ghost talk.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Sully? There's only one way to figure
There's
this
only
out.
one way to figure this out. I need to go kidnap Professor Allen.
No.
No! You keep piling on
You
crimes.
gotta stop stacking crime again.
Your
Delinquency.
mother's powerful, yes. Please don't give her a heart attack.
Athena, you get a phone call
Stone
from Kylie.
Oh, okay. Sup, my favorite sister?
She's like, okay, Athena, I'm so stressed out right now. All right. So
What's wrong?
I got to Borders, and
Uh-huh.
apparently they're shorthanded because there's all this stuff. Apparently Sybil, who's the assistant manager but kind of like the main manager, she's not here, so the owner manager is like trying to train me, but whatever, all of that stuff is they're about to call me to have me come in as backup, but I'm already here as you.
Shit. Shit. Okay. I'll get your wig. I'll be right on. Wait. Can I remember? I knew that Sybil and Tariq said that they were going to go on a date together.
Yes,
Was today the date? Okay, it's for today.
But
Okay,
not right now.
Not right
so
now.
according to what you know, they were supposed to go on a date like a little bit later, like more towards the
Okay.
evening.
So still not sus. It's nothing to really be sus about right now.
I
would
will
keep
say
that
if
in
you
my
want
brain.
to roll Gaze into the Abyss,
Our
you
favorite.
can.
Our favorite. This
Roll
is
plus or minus dark, as the case may be.
Oh wait, I think I updated my dark. I think. Oh wait, no, I have a +1 forward. That's what I have. Got
Then you can use that, yeah.
it. Okay, cool. Because otherwise, it would have been a negative. 8.
Perfect. 8 is a mixed success. So as Kylie's talking to you, and she's kind of mentioning some stuff about, and she's like kind of irritated. She's like, yeah, I don't even understand why they could be shorthanded, because apparently Haley Sybil always takes this time off. And when you're kind of like thinking like, what is going on with this? And you realize that when you saw the picture of Haley, you kind of recognized her. And when your sister is talking about Sybil, you realize that the two of them look very similar. That Sybil looks a lot like Haley.
It's Scooby-Doo!
It's just more stuff adding onto it. Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah, so Kylie is like talking about like, yeah, so Sybil apparently like always takes off around this time of the year because like something happened to her when she was younger, and so she always like, so I don't understand why they're like so like, why didn't I account for this in
Kylie,
scheduling?
I want you to
What?
pause. I want you to pause for like a quick second. I will be there. Looking at the time, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I need to run through something real quick, but I have your wig on standby. I got you.
Okay,
I'll see you soon. Clicks
cool.
off. Guys, Sybil and Haley are related to each other. The picture. I want you, Leia. I want you to remember the picture. The picture that we
I'm
saw of
remembering the
Haley.
picture.
We all have seen Sybil as well.
Yes, you've all seen Sybil,
We have
yeah.
all seen Sybil. I want you to focus on the picture of Haley. It just pulls out the picture so like Sully can see as well, because we know that he's himbo. He needs to like actually to like visualize it sometimes. So
Yeah.
picture.
So you have
Think of
like
that
the
picture
obituary
as
picture, yeah, and then you could
yeah,
find a picture of Sybil like on social
yeah,
media.
yeah. I
Looking
can
at them,
even like get the pictures from like the music video stuff from like the other day.
yeah, that's true. So having the two side to side, they don't look identical. Like they don't look like the exact same person, but you would say there's a family resemblance, which is why when Athena, you saw the obituary, it wasn't like, oh, I know that person. It was just like they look kind of familiar.
Do they
And
have the
seeing
same
them
last name?
next to each other. You don't know Haley's last name.
Yeah.
They didn't have her last name in the obituary?
The
Oh,
her
it was cut
name
off,
was
yeah.
like, yeah, there was something like on the thing that you were looking at, the like
Got it, okay.
microfiche that like you couldn't see her name.
That is kind of weird if like two pairs of siblings are dating each other.
Okay. I need to
We
get to the
should
borders.
kidnap the siblings.
No!
No, stop
why,
it!
why you jump to that?
We'll let
Actually,
them go. That's why I have
Another
ski
thing,
mask.
Leia, you say the thing about the siblings dating each other, and you all would know this, that Professor Allen was like they investigated whether he was at fault for Haley's murder. So
yeah.
if Sybil is hanging out with Tariq,
She would know.
yeah, that something could be going on there.
This is some spooky shit.
You're coming with me to borders.
Me?
Both of you. We can't
I
have
can't be in
we
public.
can't Sully, we can't leave you alone. You keep talking about kidnapping people. And Leia,
Doesn't mean I'm gonna
while you're
do
there,
it.
we can probably do like more investigating in regards to Sybil. Oh my god. Oh my god. But I need to go because apparently they're really busy. My sister is swamped right now. I need to support my sister.
Okay,
Can I borrow a wig?
before
Yes.
you go,
Yes.
I have a
Yeah.
list of books I want. I know you get a discount if I'm coming with you.
Oh yeah. Totally fine. Totally
Yeah.
fine. Hold on. I'm going to run to my room real quick to get a couple of wigs. Sully, do you have a color hair preference? Do you want a wig as well, Leia?
How am I hiding this?
Whatever is not gonna culturally disappropriate you. Like...
Understood what you meant. Got it. Okay. And I'm running to get the wigs.
I changed it to my Bruins jacket. Like.
Very good. Okay. There is not a specific move for this, but it does there is some consequence to whether Sully's disguise works. With Athena, I don't think the stakes are high enough that like I need to have you roll to look like your twin sister.
Yeah.
To like cover for like your job. But Sully is wanted by the police.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's.
She'll also bring the makeup kit for him as well.
yeah. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah. Just make me look cute. I love you.
so this doesn't work. This isn't exactly how the game works, but I think the results work for this. So
Okay.
Sully, to see how well this works, I want you to roll runaway. So you'll
Yeah.
roll with volatile.
Okay. I have a 1, and I don't think I have a move that moves my runaway yet, because there is one on. Let me see real quick if that's my move. Freeze the wind. No, and then keep moving forward. No. All right, cool. All right, so we're just. I am rolling volatile with a 1. Hey, the sneeze wanted to come, but it didn't.
Oh no.
It edged me. I'm very disappointed. All right, so that is a 7.
Okay, 7 is a mixed success.
Yep.
So you are able to reasonably disguise yourself at borders.
Mm-hmm.
But you get to choose from some of these options.
Okay.
So the options are you run into something worse, you
Mm-hmm.
cause a big scene, or you leave something behind. Which would you like to do?
Ooh.
Again, you're not like exactly running away, but in the
Yeah,
process
yeah,
of you
yeah.
like putting on this disguise, those are your options for result.
Something worse.
Cause a big scene or leave something behind.
I'm going to. Do I leave something behind in the dorm or at Borders?
Maybe on the way, like maybe between the dorm and borders,
All
you
right.
lose something.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I'll leave something behind.
Cool. Do you have an idea for what you want it to be? If not, I can come up with something, but I'll pitch it to you
You
first.
know what? Let's say that in my in this particular jacket pocket is the donation slip for my backpack and my hoodie to the Goodwill.
Perfect. Yes,
Yeah.
that's dropped relatively close to your dorm.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you all get to borders, so there won't be any complications like at borders. I will say after, like we'll get like a quick like insert shot of this detective Sharp like picking up this receipt off the ground, looking at it and kind of like nodding knowingly and saying, I don't think he ran. I think he's still around here somewhere. But that's a problem for future Sully.
Trouble for season 2.
Yeah. What are you all doing at Borders?
Reading.
Not going to the Sarah J. Maas section because that would be obvious.
Yeah, you go to a completely different section. I'll say at this point it's like probably like 3 p.m.
I have
like
my coffee cup. I have my book on the history of emo. It's called Sellout. It's by Dan Ozzie. I'm gonna plug it just because it's a really, really good book in real
Nice.
life. And I'm sitting on the floor in the corner because I'm an unsupervised child. I'm the youngest child in my family, and I'm not like the baby youngest child. We got to child number 3 and decided we didn't want to be like active parents anymore. So her
Yeah.
whole childhood was, hey, we're gonna take you to the bookstore and you can sit on the floor and read comics. And she's just reverting to that.
Very good.
Athena's
What?
adopting you too.
Leia's sitting on the floor of Borders.
I'm in the criminology section.
just book over your face.
I got
Wig.
shades on. Like,
What is the wig? I have to know.
what did you give? That's up to Ava. What did you give Sully?
The first thing that came to my mind was the Kris Jenner haircut.
Oh, Sully's hair is just like
But it's in blonde.
under a blonde Kris Jenner haircut.
She also made your you remind me real quick. Is Sully soft in face or like a very chiseled, like masculine looking face? Like what's your face?
He's chiseled. He's got a very like Greek god look about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your
Very
face now
prominent
looks
teeth as
like
well.
your face is going to look like you are a cherub from the 90s in a boy band.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
you look like a boy band member, like you could be a part of
Yeah.
a boy band.
You look like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, but with
Sounds
blonde, like very bright. I'm like with the light blonde, not the dirty blonde.
Yeah. Is it ashy? Like.
Yeah, like an ashy.
God,
Yeah.
that
So it
looks
still blends
great.
into your face, like
Yeah.
into your skin tone,
Yeah.
but like
Looks great with my olive skin tone.
Yeah.
You look like Greek Justin Bieber.
Yeah, and just, and I've, this particular hoodie is also fairly large. So you have no idea if, like, if there's like everyone's non-binary alerts are going off right now.
I thought you were gonna
essentially.
say
Yeah.
no one
I
could
wanted
tell
you
that
to
were
look
jacked.
as ambiguous as possible.
Yeah, that's Like I've got cat eyeliner and everything, which you can't see because I have like sunglasses, but it's
It's under there.
it's under there, yeah. Mhm.
Cool. So Leia and Sully are both off doing their own things a little bit, being as inconspicuous as possible or just as, as busy as possible. Athena, you come in and you can see Kylie is looking at you like eyes wide with like this like help me kind of
Help
look
is on
on
the way,
her
dearie.
face. And she turns to Martha, who's the owner of this. She's like the owner of this Borders, and she's also like the head manager, but she's not in there that often. Usually it's Sybil who's kind of like running the show because she's worked here for so long. And so Martha is like kind of talking. It doesn't it seems like pretty busy in here, and there's only like a few people at the register. Martha is like talking and like doing this like first day training with Kylie, who's already been through it. And so is like kind of nodding. And Kylie immediately was like, okay, yeah, see, I told you you don't have to call Kylie. I called her and now she's here. And Martha looks to you and is like, oh, good. Okay, so I already trained you on register, so you'll be good to go for that. So you can just head on over to the registers and start working.
And if you want, because you already taught me everything, I can teach Athena as we go, so you can busy yourself with other things, Martha. I got it. You can trust me. Me
Perfect.
and my sister are so in sync.
Yeah, let me see. I think this is enough to work. There's not a specific role for this, and normally we'd have to like pull a string to get someone to do something like this. But I think since you and Kylie are kind of like Kylie immediately is like, yeah, I'll just watch her. Like you know, Kylie really knows how I learn better, so I think it'll be good for me to like go with her because and Martha's like already just like, oh yeah, okay, you girls go ahead, and I trust you both. And yeah, I'll go ahead and do some of the stuff I need to do today. We've got some inventory stuff I need to look over. And just is like, oh, I just can't wait for Sybil to get back from her leave, and like goes goes away to go do something else, leaving Athena and Kylie alone together.
Ooh, quick, wigs off!
You
And
just
just shove them
switch
in
the
the
rings
bag.
in front of the customers.
Yeah, you like walk behind like a bookshelf, and then when you walk out the other side, you're both yourselves again.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry about everything. Oh my God. Whenever everything calms down, I have such a story to tell you over snacks.
Okay, but
Also, me doing your homework.
yeah, and she's like, also, let me show you how the registers work.
Thank you.
Starts
I
showing
assume
you.
it's similar to like other cash registers, but yeah, just real quick.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where like every place has like it's like slightly different thing that you have to do. So she's like showing you that stuff. Is there so your shift is supposed to be just for like a couple hours. It's not like for the whole rest of the evening. So until like probably like 6 p.m. is when you were supposed to work until. What are you all doing while you're at Borders, if
Okay.
anything?
I'm gonna go up to Leia and just have my book and like psst, psst, as you're down on the floor. Psst.
Yes.
What does a horse like to eat?
Hey.
What does a lesbian horse like to eat? Hey. Get it? Because I'm a horse and you're a lesbian?
What?
You hear from this across the way. Lame!
What?
Did you like have a plan?
My plan was to leave, but then Marlo convinced me to stay.
So now you have no plan.
I was hoping that Athena did, because she's very smart and capable and beautiful
And I'm
all
not
of those
cool.
things. You are very capable and strong and yeah, I mean, of course you're beautiful, but like I'm not a gay woman, so
Thank you for the clarification. I hadn't figured that out yet.
So, you're like my bro, so you're attractive to me. You're as attracted to me as men are. Like I can acknowledge your being,
Look,
but we're not in the same. We play for the same team.
my brother's a lawyer. I can put you in contact with him so that you don't have to do all this.
My mom's a diplomat.
Okay, cool. Yay.
I'm just waiting for her to come. I've got a lawyer. How do you think I knew they were coming for me?
Horse senses?
Maybe, but that's not how I figured it out. I got a phone call.
Okay.
I was just here to be nice. I'm sorry. I'll go away now. I thought you were my friend.
Sorry, You ran away, and Sam hasn't texted back, and Sybil is gone, and everyone around me keeps disappearing, and I don't really know how to handle that, because also I've kind of lived in a big family my whole life where people stick around through adversity, and this is new and upsetting because this is not how the pack works.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. I kind of like a military brat, almost moved around a whole bunch, landed in Canada, got my citizenship there, but people keep trying to kill my mom, so that's why I'm used to just moving around a lot. Particularly this one guy named Jason, but we're not going to get into that. He's obsessed with her. Like,
that sounds like a Tool name.
Right, like Revenant obsessed with. I'm pretty sure he's a Revenant. I don't know. I'm just. Can I tell you a secret?
Sure. Why stop now?
Like, other than Athena, y'all are my first friends.
That's really sad.
Yeah, I know. You should try being a better friend. But I've got clearly got that shit-eating grin on my face. Like I'm clearly throwing a joke at you, sort of thing. But I also still walk away because it makes it funnier.
Man, I'm doing my best here. My best is just bad.
I'm
Perfect.
gonna also mark experience because that's my keep moving forward move.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Let's go.
I love that. So you're all kind of like the next 3 hours. Is everyone just staying at Borders for the rest of Athena's shift?
I want to see if during the shift, because Kylie made it seem like this is a weird type of panic, even though it's expected that Sybil calls out, if she can find maybe any underlining reason for the panic. Like, is there something a bit more to it than that?
Yeah. Do you I actually don't even think this is a gaze into the abyss. I think because you're talking to your twin who you know relatively well, Martha didn't seem panicked at all about it being busy. It is busy. You have stuff to do. And it seems like if there would have only been the people on register that were here before, that it would have been kind of swamped. You get the vibe that Kylie was panicked because she was about to get busted for covering for you. So it was less like I'm panicked because there's so many people working here, and more Kylie is kind of also a goody two shoes.
That's true. She is.
Didn't want to get in trouble for pretending to be you. And as soon as Martha would have called her phone, the jig would have been up. So it was I'll call Kylie, and then is talking to you.
That's right.
So, but it is relatively busy, and you like have stuff to be
Okay.
doing while you're working here. And definitely I think probably like maybe it's just the thing of like because orientation was like so wild because like someone died and then someone else died, then maybe people are picking up their books today, like they got to classes and were like,
Got it.
whoops,
Yeah.
I actually need books and I didn't get them over the weekend. So it's a little busier than normal.
Would it be within the realm of possibility to believe that due to orientation we got Sybil or Tariq's number?
You definitely have Tariq's number. I think you probably also have Sybil's number because in addition to being your manager here, she's
Mhm.
also like the head RA for the freshman dorm. So either of those ways, any of you could have Sybil's number or and Tariq's number.
She's gonna send a message separately. One to Tariq being like, "Hey, good luck with the date tonight," wink, and to Sybil it was, "Oh, I thought you were working today. Sorry to miss you, but is the date tonight? Good luck with it," wink.
Yeah, okay. So around what time do you think you're sending these texts? Like,
I
is
would
it
send
like,
the Sybil one a little bit earlier in the day because it's
okay,
like, "Oh, I just got into work. I thought you were gonna be here, but apparently you're not. Sorry." And then the one for Tariq is gonna be closer to the like her end of her shift, like toward the evening.
cool. So yeah, you text Sybil first earlier in the day, like, around the time that your shift would have started, which is like 3:34 probably.
Okay.
And she texts back, um, ooh, what does she text back? She texts back, oh yeah, sorry, I always take this time of year off. It's a rough time for me. But I'm looking forward to the date. Um, and a little like heart emoji and like thanks for checking in. Um, Tariq does not respond to the text when you send it
Okay.
later in the day.
Does it show any notification that it was read?
Um, I don't think he has read receipts on.
Okay, cool.
I feel like the vibe that he wouldn't.
Okay,
um,
cool.
so it is delivered though. Like it's
Right.
not like you don't get like a thing that's like message failed to deliver or whatever.
So, hey, I'm sorry to hear that this time of year is always rough. Is there, are you okay? Do you need to talk about it? Is there anything that I can do for you? Because you've been
Cool.
so helpful in orientation. I want to be a bro.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me look.
Tell me your relationship with Haley.
You do not have any strings on
I
Sybil,
do not.
correct? Okay. So there's not really a like manipulate someone move. The main way that you do that is by pulling strings.
Hmm.
So I think as you're kind to be like buddy buddy with her, unless you have like something mechanical that you're trying to do, she gives kind of a response of like, oh, I'm doing good, just some personal stuff. Like the kind of vibe when you don't know someone that well, but like they like say something that's like kind of nice to you, you know?
Yeah, the only
So
thing I have is that my hot is just really great, but that's it.
yeah, and I don't think this is a turn someone on role, like based
No.
on what you've done so far.
Dang.
So yeah, she gives like a polite response but doesn't give you like more information. Just says like, oh, it's like personal, but I'm doing fine.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I'll do then, because I can't do anything else.
Yeah. The other two of you, are you sticking around for the whole rest of Athena's shift,
If no one
sitting on the floor
stops me,
reading?
I'm gonna do something stupid.
I'm not gonna stop you. If you're gonna do something stupid, I will probably help.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
Follow your heart.
I
Follow your
will.
dreams.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow my CNI lesbian. Let's go.
Which is, I feel like partway through, I finished my book. I'm bored. We're not getting any leads here. I want to talk to a ghost. Because the ghost is gonna have answers. And so my plan is, and I know we're probably coming up on break soon.
Yeah.
But my plan is go back to my dorm, load up on weapons, broad knife, brass knuckles, hockey stick. Surely one of them's gonna impact a ghost.
Uh-huh.
And head out to the woods and just start yelling for Haley until she shows up, because that is what television has told me.
Okay, so here's what is Sully going with Leia for this?
Well, yeah, because you have Athena who's working, so it's not like. And then I just see Leia just leave, and I'm like, I do that double take where I like look one way, look the other, and then just like put the book on the shelf, on the wrong shelf, and just like go with her. Yeah.
Cool. So you go back to your dorm, you get all this stuff, you go into the woods. By the time you get to the woods, it is probably close to the time that Athena's like getting off work. So Sully and Leia, you get all your stuff, you go into the woods. And what do I want to do? I'm assuming you don't have a move specifically for this, Leia, yelling at
Who
ghosts
knows?
in the woods. Okay. I think. How do I want to do this? Normally, I feel like this would be a gaze at the abyss roll, but I actually think there's something else that's more interesting if it happens. So, Leia, you gear up. You and Sully gear up.
Yep.
You go into the woods. You start yelling. There's not really
Here,
nobody out here.
ghosty.
Did you bring iron and salt with you?
I brought my hockey stick.
It's not made of iron.
Yeah, but I'm good at whacking with it.
Here, and I like hand you a crowbar. It's like you gotta whack it with iron. It's a ghost.
You are having this conversation and you hear like the snap of like a stick breaking, like somebody stepping on something.
I turn, reach into my pocket, and yell, "Pocket salt!" and I just throw salt.
You turn and throw salt at Chris, Sam's brother.
Why?
who like goes like this and is like, Jesus. Okay, guys, this is like really important. Have any of you heard from Sam since you texted me?
No. Weren't you supposed to be helping with that?
I was helping with that. I thought she was in class, and then she wasn't in.
You thought wrong, I guess.
Well, she may have been in class. I don't know, but she was supposed to be in class. So I waited until after her classes were done because I got her schedule. And so then I texted her. She didn't respond. She didn't respond. She didn't respond.
Can we get to the point?
Okay,
please?
well, I went back to her dorm to see like if she was there, or if her roommate knew anything. Her roommate didn't know anything. And so I started looking around, and she told me last night about how she got those pictures developed. They're not in her dorm. And I don't know where she is.
Our sister was kidnapped. Someone did the kidnapping thing before Sully could.
Chris also is like, so I don't know if it I don't know what's going on.
How are you so bad at your job, dude?
I've got a lot going on right now, okay?
We all do.
Yeah, I'm not yelling at you.
Yes, you are. You're raising your voice right now.
I'm responding to how you're okay. He starts like taking stuff out of it. He has like a bag on him. He starts taking stuff out, and he has a bunch of like ghost specific gear.
Does everyone have this except for me?
He has and passes out. Let me see. I wrote down everything that he has. Where is this? Something about Chris. Where the hell is? Oh, here it is. Okay, so he has he gives everyone, so he has a lot of like salt, first of all, and then he gives both of you a thing that he's also wearing, which is like a necklace, like talisman kind of necklace, that when you look at it, it's like an old iron nail that's twisted around a piece of jet. And it's a little bit sticky when he hands it to you. The jet itself is a little bit sticky.
Mm-hmm.
And I think especially any of you could, well, Sully or Leia could notice this. Leia especially noticed this because you have a keen sense of smell. It smells like a pine forest with a little bit of like sweetness and citrus to it. And he gives one to each of you. He's already wearing a thing like this.
I should add that in addition to hockey stick, I have my big hockey gloves on, so it looks very awkward as I'm receiving these things in my giant paws.
In your big hockey gloves.
I just have normal gloves on for the lack of fingerprints to be left around.
Perfect. So yeah, hands you both and says, put these on. Here's some salt. If we're dealing with a ghost, I don't know if, I mean, maybe the ghost possessed Sam and like made her leave and go someplace else. I don't know, but she's gone. I think she must have her phone with her, and those pictures, I couldn't find them in her dorm.
How did you come to the conclusion that the ghost possessed Sam and Sam just didn't split?
Sam wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but you kind of treat her like shit, dude. I'd split too if my brother treated me like shit. I don't have a brother, but
I have brothers, and I would split if they
like
treated me like
seriously,
shit.
she could have just been tired of this and just been like, you know what, I'm just gonna go.
Sully, roll to shut someone down.
What is the plus for that one?
Plus cold.
Plus cold? Gotcha. It's 10, bro.
All right.
Yep.
You get to choose from the list of options for shut someone down.
Mm-hmm.
And he does not give you a condition of return. So either, I don't think he has a string on you. Let me just check.
He does not.
Yeah, he just has strings on Sam.
Yeah.
You could gain a string on him, you could give him a condition, or you get to take one forward on your next roll.
I am gonna give him the condition ashamed.
Okay, so just
Or, or even guilty. Like, I'm gonna give him the guilty condition, yeah.
To clarify,
Yeah.
this would mean that other people think that he is guilty. It doesn't make him feel guilty.
Okay.
Does that
make him feel guilty? Okay.
Yeah.
Shitty brother.
Huh? Shitty brother.
Yeah, that would be something that could work, because you're basically making it so that like the rumors around him and what public opinion of him is that he's a shitty brother.
Yeah.
You can give him the condition guilty. It'll just mean other people.
Yeah, I think guilty is a or ashamed is a good one. Yeah. So just guilty is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he looks extremely. When you say, like, you're a shitty brother, maybe she just ran away, he gets very red in the face and is like, I'm not talking about this with you.
Okay.
Good luck talking about Sam because she doesn't want to be around you.
Yeah.
Leia, do you want
I've
to
known Sam for
someone down?
Of course I do.
We've known Sam for like 4 days, and she already likes us better than she likes you.
Yeah, Leia, you can roll to shut someone down with just plus cold.
That's a 10 with my debuff,
We're
dude.
laying it on
Very
him.
good. All right. He doesn't have any strings on you. Do you want to give him a condition? Do you want to take a string on him, or do you want to take +1 on your next roll?
God, I already gave him pathetic a couple sessions ago.
He does still have pathetic.
Of course he does, because he's still pathetic to me.
Shitty,
Yeah.
a pathetic, guilty brother.
Let's see. Roll d6. I will take a string on him because I don't like this dude and I want to be able to make him be my I'm not going to use that word because it's denigrating to women later on.
Cool, yeah. So you take a string on him, and he still looks very angry, but is like composing himself a little bit. And he's like, "Okay, do you want my help or not? I'm going to try to figure out what's going on." All right, fine. He takes the talisman out of your hands, and like goes to leave.
Does he? If he goes to try and grab the talisman, I'm just gonna like jump back.
I don't know why he tries to take it from Sully. I think the main reason he tries to take it from Leia is just because she has like this big glove on and it's just sitting on top of the glove.
Well, I can just close my hand as he approaches.
Yeah, so he tries to take it from you. You close your hand. He says he kind of snipes back and is like, "Oh, so you do want my help?"
I want this. I don't want you.
He rolls his eyes and is like, "Fine." And like says like, "Have fun yelling in the woods. I'm gonna actually do something useful."
I do that like every night.
Now hold on. We didn't listen. We didn't say we didn't want your help. We just wanted
You
to
explicitly
I did say that, yeah.
It says you explicitly did say you don't want my help.
Did I say that?
Not you. You as in you and Leia specifically said that.
We were just kind of putting
The royal
you in your
you.
place,
Yeah,
so
the
you can
royal
understand your position between us. You're at the bottom of the barrel, which means you should help us because we're better than you.
It's really an honor to assist us in this.
he shakes his head and he's like, I've been doing this for a lot longer than either of you. I know Sam a lot better than either of you do.
And yet you have no idea what happened to her.
He like is just walking away.
All right,
Like
bye. Have a good day being like murdered by a ghost.
Yeah,
It's
don't get eaten by
fine.
ghosts.
Yeah.
he takes off, leaving the two of you in the woods.
I am wrapping my talisman sort of by the base of the hockey stick because
Smart, yeah.
it's a whacking stick for people, and it is now a ghost whacking stick.
Right. Perfect. Yeah, around this time, Athena, you are getting off of work. You and Kylie both are, because this is when you were supposed to be done, and like things have slowed down enough. It's like dinner time now, so like people are like heading back to their dorms and like getting, food and stuff like that. So it's not as much of a rush here. And I think this would be a good time for all of you to like reconvene together. And this is also a good time for us to take our break. So we are going to go on a quick break. We'll be back in a little bit. And we'll see you in the second half of our Monster Hearts finale. Bye. Hello and welcome to the second half of our finale episode for Monster Hearts Freshman Year Season 1. So far we've had some pieces being put together with our group realizing that this ghost that they have been in pursuit of, that they think murdered their friend slash acquaintance on the first day of college, has a very eerie physical similarity to the head RA and manager of the last borders in America, Sybil. But then we took some time to, have a shift at work, read a book, do some other things. And when we cut back, we just had Sam's twin brother Chris came in and was like, hey, Sam is officially missing. I want to look for her. And then immediately was shut down by Leia and Sully, which caused him to storm off without either of you. Athena's off work now. I think if you'd like, when we cut back in, we can just be with all three of you together, wherever you're meeting up.
Because I'm assuming
Yeah.
either someone texted me saying we're going to the woods with you when you're off. Or she'd be like, where the fuck is everyone? That doesn't tell me where you. Okay, I'll Kylie, I'll see you when I get home. Okay,
Yeah.
that helps. That helps. Okay.
Cool. So you're up in Portage Woods and you're at the makeout point, which Sully has been to before. I don't know if the other two of you have been here or not.
No,
Um,
I'm a loser, remember?
And mine's an enemies to lovers long con.
yeah. So you all meet up at this kind of picturesque location that is like I think we described it Sully had described it as like there's like something of a waterfall and it's like kind of a cave like kind of
Yeah.
vibe out here in the woods. I can't remember exactly.
I sigh longingly. It's like, man, I wonder if B and I will ever be back here.
Get your head in the game, dude.
What? Girls.
So you mean to tell me that Chris was here and you both essentially verbally just murdered him?
Yeah, we bullied him.
Yeah. He
Even
sucks.
though I am not discounting that. However, none of us know how to communicate with a ghost. And so far, technically his family is the only people that we know who may know how to communicate with a ghost.
How hard can it be?
I mean, she died in Ohio. I assume she speaks English.
Sully, I don't want your sass right now. You're running away from the log. Leia, you're lucky that I like you.
Thank you.
what is your move here? What are you all wanting to do next?
Well, I did see something spooky before. I could take y'all to where I saw the spooky thing.
Sure.
The night I can retrace my steps after making out, and we can see if there's any clues.
While that's happening, Athena's gonna text Chris, and it's essentially going to be, I wasn't the one who called you an asshole, even though you kind of are. Can you give me an understanding of how to communicate with a ghost? And if I need to use a string, because I do have a string on him, I'll use it.
Cool. Yeah, so you can pull a string on Chris to basically get him to do what you want. So for NPCs, for PCs, you get a point of experience if you do what the person says pulling the string. For NPCs, they'll basically tell you what it would take for them to do that. Or we'll just go along with it if they have nothing like to demand from you. So you text Chris and are basically like, hey, I wasn't there for that. How do I communicate with the ghost? And pull your string. And he it's like a little bit before he texts back. It's not like an immediate text back. It's not super long. It's like maybe 5-10 minutes, something like that.
He's getting better.
Better. And he texts very curtly. I'm trying to think of exactly what he would say. I think he would say, if you can find the ghost, you should just be able to talk to them. It depends, and then says, like, as far as getting rid of one, it depends on what kind of ghost they are, how they died. And then texts like separately, have you ever played Phasmophobia?
Oh yeah, I did trick my sister into playing that with me once, yeah.
And says, basically replies and is like, it's not 100% wrong. And it's basically the vibe of like his knowledge of ghosts is, also kind of like supernatural, where it's like, if it's this type of ghost, you have to like burn their bones. If it's this kind of ghost, they have to do their unfinished business, stuff like that. But he communicates to you that like, if you can find the ghost, you should just be able to talk to it. But you just have to know where the ghost is. Yeah.
How do I find the ghost? You said a good chunk of information, but how do I find it, Chris?
Yeah. Are you texting Chris to ask him how to find it?
Yes, like I technically asked, how do I find the ghost?
Yeah. So
how do I work the stuff that you left behind?
Yeah. So he says, he basically says like, well, that's what I'm trying to do right now. And is basically communicates that he's tried some of the like summony things that he knows, and that hasn't worked. So he's like, now we just have to like figure out where it is. And he's like, I'm going to places that like could be important to it, like places on campus. So he basically is like, if the ghost is Haley, figuring out like where Haley hung out, like where she
Got
might
it.
be, which is also kind of what Sully is doing because Sully saw Haley in the
Right.
woods and like is gonna look there. So Chris is basically like, I'm just looking around. I'm just going around campus and looking around. He's also asking if anyone's seen Sam because if the ghost possessed Sam and then Sam went someplace, and it's like, maybe that could
Okay.
be a clue.
The last thing that she'll text is, "Thank you for the information. I hope you can find Sam. If we hear anything, I'll let you know." And it's the most genuine she can ever be with this man. And if you need me to roll something, I do have hot. I don't know if that's a hot scenario.
Are you trying to turn him on into doing
Maybe,
this?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think she does it unintentionally.
Yeah. You can unintentionally turn someone on in this game. So yeah, go ahead and roll plus hot.
Yay! I think
this is someone who it is at least like appropriate for you to be turning on, so it works. It works a little better.
Oop, hold on, let me re-roll that one. And that is a 10.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So a 10 is a full success. So you gain a string on him. And he gets to choose from a reaction. One of the reactions he can choose is I promise something I think you want. So he texts you back and says, I will let you know if I find anything.
Cool.
So you've now like basically been able to, even though like your other two friends kind of were like, fuck off, we don't want you around, he at least will text you, which is pretty useful because you get the vibe that like if he would have found Sam or something before, he wouldn't have even let Leia or Sully know. He would have just handled it on his own. But now he's like, okay, I'll text Athena about it. Sully, you're trying to basically like track down where you saw the ghost before.
Yeah, I'm essentially just walking around into like around the place that I thought I saw it to see if I get the heebie-jeebies. If my prey instinct hits in, it's like, oh,
yeah,
your horse senses.
Yeah.
I knew you had them.
I think this is Gaze into the Abyss.
Yeah, I think so.
So you can roll that. Also, I was gonna say this earlier, and I think I forgot. It's not really relevant right now. But you will also have a string on Marlowe because before they tried to make you address a problem you didn't want to deal with.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, I'll just worry about it later. All right, Gaze into the Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have
Which
any?
is plus dark.
Yeah, it is plus dark. Okay. It's a 5. I don't know.
So 5 is a full failure. So go ahead and mark experience.
Yeah, there we go.
God, don't we all have bad marks for?
And I got mine up to
0.
To 0, yeah. I rolled a
Sam was the good one with these rolls.
Yeah, I'm just looking around. I roll my ankle.
Oh, I know exactly what this is. So Sully, the place where you saw the ghost was on top of the trestle bridge at the pipe. Yeah. So you start from a different direction approaching the pipe. And you can see this was a crime scene. So there's like police tape and all this different stuff there. And you go over to like see if you can get a look more like closely at the bridge. And the first thing is you get out to like basically the middle of this trestle bridge, which is where you saw the ghost from like your vantage point. It's you have to be like pretty careful. It's pretty like high off the ground, and it's also like not made to be walked on, so you're kind of making your way closely and like looking down at your feet. Leia, are you also going onto the bridge?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So sure. Leia behind you, like kind of also like carefully picking your way to the center of this bridge. And you start to try to see if you can like find any information or like whatever it is you're trying to do to like see if this ghost's presence is still here. And then you hear a, "Hey, what are you kids doing up there?" And look down, and there is a cop who just happened to like come back to this crime scene to like get something or collect something or check something out. So is not on the bridge with you, is like down below you, but definitely sees the two of you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm so sorry. I lost my vape up here. was just coming back for it.
Oh, that's a much better excuse.
Sully, as this guy is looking at you, it's not Detective Sharp, but as this police officer is looking at you, it is like when you're playing Zelda and the enemies have that little exclamation point that slowly fills up with yellow. When it gets to the top, they recognize you and see you. This is the vibe of the police officer. Is like, this kid looks a little bit familiar. Like, obviously you're in disguise. He doesn't immediately recognize
I have
you.
like a blonde wig on and a hoodie that's too big for me and sunglasses. So, like, you know, I look like someone Leia would make out with at this point.
He's not immediately recognizing you, but there is the vibe of like something is like the wheels are turning.
As I see like that look of that puzzlement, I just like sorry, and I like turn and like slide down the pipe in the opposite direction, like
going to the other side of the bridge.
Oh yeah, Sully's baby girl.
Yeah. Yeah, you do not see anything that you're looking for because you're so like I gotta get away from this situation.
Yeah.
So you and Leia are able to get out of the situation quickly enough, but you don't get like the information that you're looking for.
Shit, we're gonna have to wait for the cops to fucking leave. Can't just look around. I mean, okay, here's the thing. And I look at Leia, and I was like, you got a really good nose, right?
Some have said that, yes.
Okay, so could you use it to see if there is a dead body somewhere around here? What I'm saying is, if she died here,
okay,
and is still here, or something attached to her is here, there could be something, but I can't find it, so I want to leave it to your expertise, because you are good at those things.
Presumably her body was buried, because they did find her 10 years ago.
Oh, see, no one told me that.
Okay.
Sully.
I thought we were going in a different direction with this, where I like find another body to distract the cops. I can do that.
You can just make another body to distract the cops if you want to.
I mean, no, not in those.
Chris is not far, I'm just saying.
I get that we all don't like Chris. We all don't like Chris, but let's real quick.
Sorry. I get.
Would Sam want him to die?
I make like really morbid jokes when I'm nervous.
Yeah,
like I'm starting.
I know.
I'm starting to sweat.
Let's kidnap these people.
Do you putting crimes on top of
I'm
crimes?
still not opposed to kidnapping them. I'm just saying.
Hold on, Sully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think the cops like wolves or would want to be in a forest where there are wolves around?
They immediately have to report that to the game warden because I don't think wolves are supposed to live in Ohio anymore.
I don't need we only need a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
Just don't get shot.
It doesn't hurt that bad.
I could technically also try to have the illusion of a Mothman. I am a flying being, so just make yourself look big and look terrifying.
Real good at that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Leia, are you gonna turn into a wolf?
I was talking about this with a couple friends about her darkest self is the half wolf, half human. I think she does have a full wolf form. And so, we're not doing the full Breaking Dawn part 1 where Jacob strips in front of Bella's dad. It's like there are things you need to know about.
Jacob, put a shirt on. No.
But she does take the flannel off. She does take her shoes off because she doesn't want to damage Vose. And
Mhm.
then it's a little bit slower and more deliberate than the darkest self. And
Mhm.
like she's very visibly a wolf because wolves are freaking huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like she looks fairly docile. And then I think as soon as she's in the form, she's
Oh yeah, they're gonna be terrified of this one.
So cute. In a terrifying way. Give me scratches.
I reach into
Fully
my
belly
pocket
flops
and
over.
give you half of my sando. Here you go, good girl. Like-
Oh my God.
Go terrify some cops.
Yeah, okay. So let me see what is Leia going to like attack this police officer? Are you just trying to be like
No.
spotted by him so that they're like
I
afraid to be in the woods? What's the
Yeah, I want to
plan?
make scary wolf sounds and then like, have the spooky glowing eyes coming out so that they're like, oh, like there's wolves in them bar woods.
Cool. I do think this should be a roll to see how it goes. This is kind of a non-traditional way to do this, but I honestly do feel like this fits into shut someone down.
Important question.
Yeah.
Is it dark out?
It's not like pitch black. At this point, it's probably like 7:30-ish, and it's like, September. So it's not like, the time change hasn't happened yet. It's not like dark super early, but I think the sun probably is like, it's not golden hour anymore. The sun is like
Alright.
set, but it's not pitch black.
Because that gives me a bonus to my cold.
Hell yeah.
And that is a 7.
Okay, a 7 just succeeds. Okay. So, this person has no strings on you. So you could gain 1 on them. You could give them a condition, you could take +1 forward. I think the reason why I was thinking shut someone down is because you could take a string and then immediately pull the string to get that cop to leave.
I would
But
love
it's
to do that.
okay, cool. So you do
I look like the dog from The Thing as I am staring this guy down, just like totally like log armed. Like
Yeah, terrifying. This police officer immediately like yells, like starts talking into his walkie-talkie or whatever, that like wildlife in the woods, making my way back, like starts to like leave. This is again a little untraditional. So because you rolled a 7, it says you come across poorly and they give you a condition of return. I think instead of this police officer giving you a condition, because he doesn't know this is Leia, it doesn't make sense that he would be like, this wolf is like, I'm gonna give them
looks
a condition.
suspiciously like the girl looking for her vape.
Yeah. So I think I would like to know how this makes Sully and Athena feel about Leia. And I think technically the two of you are going to give Leia the condition.
My first thought was just condition cryptid. But I mean, what does Ava think?
I don't know why it came to my mind, but the goodest girl.
Exactly, a positive condition.
I don't know if you can do positive conditions in this.
They're kind of neutral. You can do positive ones in certain scenarios. I'd be fine with that. That would be funny.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Amendment,
Hell
the
yeah.
goodest cryptid.
Yes. You know it's the
Cool.
next song she's gonna write. That's what it's called.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, cool. So Leia, go ahead and take the condition, the goodest
Absolutely.
cryptid. And I'm just gonna say, you can technically, if you take advantage of that condition, you can add +1 to a roll against someone, and turn someone on is technically a roll against someone. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I get my other bonus from that. Yes.
You just gotta go find the Sarah J. Maas girlies because you look exactly like that the first character in the first book, just this random wolf cryptid cryptid that just walks out of the forest.
Jesus Christ.
Leia, this gives Sully enough time to look more at the place where he saw the ghost. I'm not gonna have you roll anything, Sully. I don't think it really makes sense to.
Yeah.
You see in this spot where you saw the ghost, some on the rails, this trestle bridge, you get the vibe that this bridge is not used super often anymore as like for actual railroads. Like I think probably the railroad on either side is like not even like really in condition anymore. So it hasn't been disturbed by like trains going through. And you see muddy footprints on the bridge where you saw this ghost. They're not like
barefoot or
shoe prints, yeah. Which would not make sense to be a ghost.
Yeah. Huh. There's no ectoplasm, just okay. So how big are these footprints? Like what size? I'm a 9, so I could put my feet up next to it and take a gander.
Smaller than a 9.
Smaller than a 9. Does it look like it has a heel to it? Like, is it a sneaker?
No.
It's a sneaker.
Sneaker.
Okay, so it's smaller than a 9. It's a sneaker. Could I gaze into the abyss to see what left these?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, just using all my horse senses to be like, whoa, what's this? Who left these? Is this a man? Is it a woman? Is it a... It's a 7.
7 is a mixed success. The abyss shows you confusing and alarming visions, but you get your answer nonetheless. Okay, here's what happens. You look down at the shoe, or the footprint, the shoe print. Yeah. You're like, it's smaller than a 9. It's not a ton smaller than a 9. It looks like a and compared to your foot, it looks like an average like woman's foot size,
so
basically,
like a
of
7
shoe.
ladies.
Yeah, something like that. So like definitely like I don't think Sully would be able to be like, this is a size 7 shoe, but like compared to your own foot, you're like, okay, this is either like a person with like very small feet or like a woman with average size feet.
Yeah. It's either a short king or a normal gal. Like
yeah, that's the vibe that you get. And also you start kind of like thinking through these different things. You look at the clock, or whatever time it is on your
on my burner phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And realize, first of all, like I said, that like a ghost did not leave these footprints, and they're also definitely not Jude's footprints.
Yeah.
Because his feet were bigger.
Yep.
And if Sybil looks so much like Haley, these could potentially be Sybil's footprints. Okay. And then as you're looking at the time, you're like, Sybil and Tariq are on a date right now. Athena texted Tariq however long ago, never heard back from him.
Excuse me.
You get a sinking feeling that something not good is happening right now.
Sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna kind of turn, like, I'm assuming like Ava's probably with me or Athena's with me.
She's keeping lookout, so she's not too far behind.
Give me 2 seconds. I need to.
Yeah, go for it. While Val is coughing, I'll also tell you, Athena. Tariq did tell you where the date was supposed to be taking place.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like they were gonna go bowling or skating or
the secret bowling.
It was the secret bowling alley is where they said that they were going.
I take this moment and look up at it, look at the footprints. You can tell I've been looking into the abyss, right? Like I got that glossy look on my face, and I look at you, or look at the footprints, and look at you, and I'm like, I think maybe we should have kidnapped Tariq.
I think she's reading his face, and it's like, what if there was no ghost?
We gotta go kidnap Tariq right now.
like throwing the flannel and the hockey gloves back on. Like I was so scary. I looked like the dog from the thing. What's happening?
Bloody
We need to
footprints.
head to the secret bowling alley right now.
The secret?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh, I need like a few
Tariq
seconds for
and
my
Sybil were going on a
bones to
date.
realign.
No problem. Take your time as I explain. Tariq and Sybil were going on a date and they were going to the secret bowling alley that's on campus. Sully found footprints. I never heard back from Tariq when I wished him good luck on the date. I don't know how to 100% confirm this, but I think there was never a ghost. I think Sybil may have found out about what happened.
Scooby Doo.
We need to go. Do you need motivation to help you shift faster? I could motivate you.
I'm good. I'm good.
Athena, you on the way back to campus, you get a text from Chris that says someone saw Sam by the old athletic building, Huffman Hall, and then says she was with like some RA.
Maybe there is a ghost. Oh my god! Meet us there. Meet us there. Meet us there.
So you know where Huffman Hall is. It's the oldest building on campus, that like still is like existing basically. Like it wasn't the first building on campus built, but like older buildings they've, renovated or torn down and replaced. It was the sports building when Buckland College was first built. So there's like an old basketball court that students are allowed to use. There's an indoor pool that's been out of commission for years, some offices, and this is the rumor that there is a bowling alley in working order if you know where to find it.
As they're running, she is going to let them know. Sam was spotted going towards this area where the bowling alley may be.
I'm running faster. I'm the fastest one
and she was
here.
spotted with an RA. I told Chris to meet us there. You don't have to be nice, but play along.
Oh,
just
the
give you a
Bowling Murders
salute.
is such a good song name.
The
Oh
wig
my
flies
god!
Later,
off,
later.
I'm
Not
running
enough
so
time to
fast.
think about this. Right? We may have a kid. We have a kidnapped Sam and a maybe kidnapped Tariq. Oh my god!
Yeah, you run to Huffman Hall. So it's not really actively like there's some like why can't I think of the name? Some like adjunct professors. Sometimes their offices get like kind of like put here because it's like whatever, there's some empty offices.
Yeah.
And also some of you might know that like it tends to be a place where stuff just gets kind of like stored. So like there's like a lot of places where it's just like, oh, we don't know where to put this thing, but we don't want to get rid of it.
Oh,
We'll
I
stick it in
can
Huffman
tell
Hall.
you right now because freshman hockey players always get quote unquote hazed by having to bring stuff out from there. That like it's a rite of passage that the freshmen have to lug the heaviest equipment from.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much stuff. And it's also like not even just like sports stuff, although it mostly is. There's like just other departments that are like, oh, we'll stick it in Huffman, like, just a bunch of stuff there. So you don't know specifically where the bowling alley is. It's rumored to be in Huffman Hall. Is there anything that any of you are doing to try to get some information on where specifically the bowling alley is, or are you just going to Huffman and like see if you can figure stuff out from there?
Is there a directory?
I think she's trying to just from like her making connections with people over the week, see if she can remember something about like where it would be, because she already knew that the bowling alley is supposed to be here.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
just trying to piece together from like any information on like any conversation she had to see if she can remember exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do something again a little weird. I'm gonna have you roll gaze into
love
the
weird.
abyss, but I'm gonna have you roll plus hot instead of plus dark.
Oh my
Because you're kind of
gosh.
using your personality to have figured some
Yeah.
things out.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
12.
All right. You get lucid visions and you take +1 forward to addressing them. So
Yeah.
your next roll, you'll get a +1 to, which is pretty big because some big stuff is about to happen. You know it's supposed to be in the basement. So that's specifically like where a lot of like storage stuff is, and supposedly like the basketball court and like the pool and stuff like that are on the parts of Huffman that are still like technically accessible to students. The bowling alley is rumored to be in the basement, which is not technically accessible to students. You'd have to break in.
Well,
We need to get to the basement. It's not accessible. We need to break into it.
anything's accessible if you try hard enough.
Can I try to kick, if we get to the doors, can I just try to kick it open? Because
to Huffman Hall or to like the access to the basement?
Doors.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, if you kick the
basements.
doors to Huffman Hall, they
They
just
just
open.
open.
While
Yeah.
Athena
Available.
is explaining that we need to gain access by like breaking into it, could I argue that's the Rocky Coast, which is when you convince someone to destroy
Oh.
something? Mark
Yes.
experience. Yay!
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Sully,
Oh, yeah.
I hope I fail this, but I'm still gonna try and do it.
I don't know if you need to roll, because lash out physically
Yeah.
would be normally, but the results for lash out physically don't make any sense for an inanimate object.
Right.
Like, I've run into this before running this game. I do think, is Sully afraid right now?
Sully is afraid that his friend Sam is in trouble.
Yeah, so I think this is a keep your cool roll, if anything.
Okay.
So you will roll plus cold, because you've named what you're afraid of, which is that Sam is in trouble. And then if this goes well, you'll get some insight into the situation.
I got an 11. Am I cold?
Yes.
Is an 11. So.
Cool. You get to ask me. So you fully break through this
Completely
door.
surprised.
Yeah.
Nice
so
one,
just,
Pony
like,
boy.
kick through the door.
There's like a moment I look at my lesbian werewolf and I'm just like, I thought that was gonna fail and you were just gonna fix that. Like,
What I imagine is that this does not have to be what it is, but I even imagine it Sully, like you kick backwards, because that's like how a horseman kicks. So you're
Yeah.
like not facing the door, you kick backwards at
just
it.
like,
It busts open. So basically just
Wish
to
that was
set the
someone's
scene, and then
face.
I'll tell you what your
Yeah.
results for the roll are. So you rush into Huffman Hall. It's this old building, like I've kind of described that a little
Yeah.
bit. You take a corner and go down the stairwell, and the bottom of the stairwell is this locked door down to like it, like that opens into like the basement of Huffman Hall. You kick that door, and whatever latch is like kind of holding it at the top, like it's like those double doors like that are in stairwells, whatever latch is holding
Yeah.
it just like busts, because it's like an old building and they're probably not expecting that people are just going to try to kick the door down. And I'll describe what you see and then give you your results for the roll.
okay.
The basement is rarely accessed. Like I said before, it's one of those places that's used for storage of things that people on campus don't want to get rid of, but will in all likelihood never be used again.
Mhm.
Lovey the Frog mascot suits in disrepair, ski equipment from the now defunct cross-country skiing team, an enormous disco ball from the Xanadu production a few years ago. Huffman Hall was built in the 50s, and the tiled walls and floor of this basement are more reminiscent of a high school than a college. You get to ask me any question you'd like about the situation, and you get to take +1 forward to acting on that information.
And so there's a lot of storage and stuff. Which way is the bowling alley?
Yeah. You immediately start looking around, your ears prick up, and you can hear the sounds of, I think like some of the like machinery kind of going in this
Mhm.
bowling alley. And so you're able to tell it's like down the hall and like to the left. You can hear the lights are off down here. It's like totally like dark. But you can hear the direction that you need to go to.
I point down the hallway. That way! And I let the ladies go ahead.
So brave.
Gee, thanks.
I will take the lead. I'm armed.
Chris also kind of falls in line with you. Like I think kind of like
Oh, where'd
Sully
you come from?
I told you he was meeting up with us.
yeah.
I was
Told
just
to meet up
moving
with you
so
here.
fast that I didn't
You
Yeah.
are
notice.
such a himbo.
Chris falls in, like, I think next to Athena. Like, doesn't really seem like he wants to be that near Leia or Sully. But hands you one of these talismans that he gave to Leia and Sully, of this like nail with the piece of jet in it, and hands it to you and is like, in case in case you need it, should protect you a little bit.
It's also sticky.
It is also sticky. Um, but you head towards the sound of where the bowling alley is. It's another double, or not, yeah, we'll say it's a double door. But it's not locked. Is Sully charging it? Well, I guess Leia's in front now, so is
Yeah.
Leia charging in?
Do you even have to ask that? It's me. I don't go gentle into that good secret bowling alley.
So you push through these double doors. The bowling alley is totally dark, but you can hear the sound of the pin setters and ball returns clanking and churning. The room smells stale. There's a hint of mold and mildew, more than a hint of old shoe rubber. The only light that you can see is about 30 feet away from you, which is the other side of the alley. Basically, you've come in, like, the bowling alley, like the lanes are going this way, and the door you just came in is going this way. So on the far side, at like the last lane, about 30 feet away from you, you can see this light, which isn't exactly a light. As your eyes adjust, you can see it's the glowing figure of a young woman bent over and pulling something. She stands up when you enter and shrieks this unearthly scream.
Oh, I can do that too.
What are you all doing? You can also see, I think, as your eyes, all of you, as your eyes are like adjusting, you can see two kind of shapes at this figure's feet.
I'm not gonna lie, I am a dog, and when dogs hear sirens, they howl, so I do think that is my immediate instinctual reaction to hearing the shriek.
Yeah. What about Sully or Athena?
Go ahead.
You're muted, Ava.
Yeah.
I think you're muted in Zoom.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think she's just gonna have her hands up, just being like, "Hey, if we could just chill, we are not gonna hurt you. I'm assuming you're not gonna hurt us. Let's just chill and figure everything out. Yeah, yeah."
She calls from the other side of the room. Like I said, she's about 30 feet away, and says, I don't want to have to hurt anyone, any innocents.
Then don't.
Who are the figures at her feet?
Sully. I think this is far enough away and dark enough.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll Gaze into the Abyss to see if you can.
I'm gonna add that +1 to that one right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because great, that would make it a 9.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, you see confusing and alarming visions, but you get your answer nonetheless. You can, I think, like almost even get like a scent first. Horse is not as strong sniffers as a wolf, but still pretty good.
I gotta make sure the wolves are not gonna eat me.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just instantly know that one of these figures at her feet is Sam. And like there's a little bit of the glow, and you can see the thing that's confusing and alarming is there's like a little trickle of blood on Sam's forehead and she's unconscious. The other person, it takes you a second to recognize. You think it's probably Tariq. You don't know him as well, so it's not like an instant like, oh my gosh, I know who this is. He also looks to be unconscious.
I like, and it's almost like I've never stopped running, but like kind of seeing Sam on the floor bleeding, regardless of what my friends are doing, I want to like slide in and grab Sam and run back like
Okay.
projectively. Yeah.
So Sam's about 30 feet away. So even though you're running, the ghost can see, like, obviously that you're coming.
Yeah.
As you start to run, she is going to finish picking up the thing that she was picking up, which is a bowling ball, and she's going to hold it over Tariq's head and say,
Whoa,
"No one
wait,
move."
whoa,
wait,
whoa,
wait, wait, wait,
whoa,
wait, wait, wait,
whoa.
wait, 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 please, Sully.
Skids to a stop, like 10 feet away from her.
I-
Like,
We are just concerned. We're concerned for our friend. Let's talk calmly and figure this out. You're Haley, right?
She nods slowly.
Okay. We've been trying to look for you. Nice to meet you.
She's still holding this bowling ball over Tariq.
I have the stick extended somewhat out.
Yeah.
So there's just a standoff happening.
Yeah. Chris also has drawn his weapon, which is a sword, like it's a medieval looking sword.
You're such a
Yeah.
fucking nerd. But okay.
And I think because Athena is talking and like trying to calm down the situation, Chris is standing kind of not like directly next to Leia, but like has his sword drawn and kind of out of the side of his mouth as Athena's like trying to diffuse the situation is like, that's not a ghost. Like
Compensating for
quietly so that
something with
only
that
Leia
thing,
hears.
dude.
Sorry, what did you say? I was like talking over you.
Compensating for something there, dude.
He's like, are you listening to what I'm saying? That's not a ghost.
Okay, what is it, big boy?
Just a person. I can sense supernatural creatures. That's a girl.
She never died. Oh wait, no.
How are you sure that you can do that? Because I'm gonna be honest, dude, you've given a lot of bad advice so far, and I kind of need to know I can trust you here.
This is something that I've been training my whole life to do. I know when a creature's supernatural. I knew that you were a werewolf the moment I saw you.
Okay, well, most people figured that out, so that's actually not that impressive.
Athena, or actually, I think just Ava. You looked like you were having a revelation. Oh, you're typing in our chat.
Because we haven't seen Sybil yet, right?
You haven't seen Sybil yet, yeah. So you're saying like, hey, calm down. Chris is having this aside with Leia. That's like a person. That's not a ghost. And Haley is like starts kind of talking and she's like, okay, if you leave me alone to do what I need to do, you can take your friend. No harm will come to anyone else.
Now, when you say friend, I'm assuming you just mean my friend Sam and not Tariq. So, follow-up question. What is it that you're trying to do, my dear friend? Like, what's going on?
I need to take revenge for what happened to me. And this is how I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Murder.
Understandable. However, I'm assuming the person who did the thing to you is not Tariq, but maybe his brother, correct?
She nods slowly, still is holding the thing and says, it hurts more to have someone taken from you than to die yourself.
I can understand that logic. However, walk with me for a little bit. Like, just walk with me mentally real
Yeah.
quick. So I've known Tariq for a little bit. He is living for the approval of his brother so much that I don't think if you harm Tariq, I think that's just going to make Professor Allen, I think he's going to consider it more just a disappointment of like, oh, how could you get to this? I'm like, of course he got himself into this situation. So I don't think it's going to hurt him the way that you think it's going to hurt him.
She frowns and says, have you ever lost someone?
I have not, but I've known the hurt of trying to start anew because someone tried to hurt me. So I don't fully understand the feeling of harm. Like, but I could also sympathize as a sister. I would do anything for my sister, but I know that the best course of action is going to do something to harm that Professor Allen. I Tariq is not going to be that person. I don't think it's going to hurt.
Um,
He's just a kid.
Athena, when you say specifically the thing about being a sister, um, if Athena didn't already have the realization that Ava had, you do in that moment, because her reaction about like sister, like when you say I have a sister and like I would do anything for her, you can see that Haley, her expression shifts. She was looking very like angry and determined. You see a little bit of like not uncertainty, but vulnerability just for a split second. Like her lip quivers a little bit, as you mentioned, like the bond of sisterhood. And when that happens, you can see, I think Sully can see because Sully's the closest.
Oh yeah.
You can see that this ghost, her face is like contoured with makeup in a way that you recognize also that this is definitely Sybil. She's just done her makeup and is like has some like effects, like some kind of like glow in the dark stuff going on to make herself look like a ghost and make herself look like her sister. They already look alike, so it's not like totally wild to do, but she's contoured her face a little bit and like done her makeup in a certain way where she looks like Haley and she looks like a ghost. But as you've like finished saying this, Athena, and have this realization that this is definitely Sybil, there's this moment of vulnerability. And then her face hardens again and she says, I've made my decision. I know what I need to do. I've made my offer. You can take your friend and go, or we can do this the hard way.
Okay, hard way.
Yeah, Leia, what are you doing?
I'm gonna rush forward. I think that and you can tell me if this would be a roll or anything, but predator animals, they have to be fairly quiet, so I think I've been sort of inching forward as this has been going on. And then I'm just gonna pounce and I'm gonna try to whack her upside the head with a ghost whacking stick.
Yeah, I think this is lashed out physically, definitely. And I think how close you get and how well it goes is effectively going to be determined by the lash out physically roll. So go ahead and roll plus volatile.
For sure. That is a 10.
Perfect. So on a 10 up, you deal them harm and they choke up momentarily before they can react. So because if you would have gotten anything lower, she would have been able to hurt Tariq in like the time that it took you to get up close and attack her. Because you got a 10 up, she does like choke up momentarily. So Leia, you just kind of, and she's talking to Athena, like she's also keeping an eye on like Chris, who has this sword. So you're able to just kind of come from the side a little bit and then surge forward a little bit past Sully. And yeah, what does this attack look like from Leia?
So there are a lot of things Leia has been told not to do in her life, particularly on the ice, because these are things that are penalties. And it has the consequence that for the last probably at least 10, maybe 15 years of her life, she has been thinking, God, I would love to do this stuff I've been told not to do just to see what happens.
Yeah.
And so I think there's maybe a little bit of wolf weight. She's not darkest self yet, but they're, if you look at her teeth, they're a little bit sharper. Her eyes are a little bit stronger, amber. As she comes in with the stick, and I think she gets like the base of the skull because that's just sort of immediate, like stars behind the eyes.
Yeah, and this causes like it does do her harm, which let me start keeping track of that. And causes her to choke up for just a second so she doesn't immediately bring the bowling ball down on Tariq, who is unconscious. If she does something to either him or Sam, like it may not be an immediate KO, but it's like not gonna be good for either of them.
Can I take the advantage of this to slide in and grab Sam now?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And I actually don't even think that's a roll. I think because of what Leia just did, I think that you're just able to do that. So you like quickly, and you're like pretty close, like you said, you got within 10 feet. So you like rush forward and like just kind of scoop Sam out of the situation. She's unconscious, her head kind of like lolls back in your arms. She's got like a little bit of blood, but she is breathing.
Yeah. I want to immediately like bring her to her brother to take, because his job is, one, take care of his sister, take care of supernatural beings. Homegirl back here is neither of those. So I hand this, and I was like, here you go. Take care of Sam. That bitch killed my friend. And I'm going to turn around. Because she did kill my friend.
What are you doing? Yes, you pass off Sam, who Chris takes kind of like, he's got a sword in one hand. So it's kind of like the thing where you pass off Sam and then he like immediately like kind of drops to the ground to be able to like cradle her, since he can't hold her whole body just in it being shoved over to him. And what is Sully turning back to do?
Since I'm basically a speedster, can I go grab the bowling ball?
Yeah.
Or kick it out of her hand? Yeah.
Yeah, so you're trying to get the bowling ball away. You're not trying to hurt Sybil. Am I understanding that? Okay. So I think that is keep your cool.
Okay.
Is that what I want actually? Oh, you know what? Actually, I think because keep your cool is mostly like you get in certain information. So I actually think we'll do run away.
Okay.
Because again, I think the results would fit with what you're trying to do. So it's plus volatile.
Okay. I think my volatile is the 1, which makes it a 9. So.
Okay. So you are able to knock the bowling ball away. You get to choose from the options of, I'm gonna modify these options a little bit, I think. One of them is okay, you run into something worse is still gonna be that. You leave something behind is still going to be one. But instead of you cause a big scene, I'm going to say it would be that you take harm.
I want something worse to happen.
Cool. So you grab the bowling ball. Oh, I know for a second I was like, I don't even know what something worse is. But you grab the bowling ball. Oh wait, is that what I want it to be? You ran into something worse.
Just want the cop to walk in at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of originally as the cops, but that's actually kind of good for you.
Kind of, yeah.
In like a way, because it's like, well, this actually is the murderer. So I think, okay, here's what I think it is.
Okay.
You are able to knock the bowling ball out of the way. But in the course of like getting away from Sybil so that like you don't get hurt by her, you can see she has like she has a couple of bowling balls within arm's reach that like you need to like scoot back away. And I think what happens is you turn so quickly to get away that you and Chris like crash into each other, that he basically has like set like Sam to the side and is like going back in to get Tariq, and you two just run into each other and fall to the ground.
Fucking men.
Sword skitters away from him and lands at Sybil's feet.
And can the bowling ball fall onto his feet just because it on Chris's feet, not mine?
Yeah. You drop the bowling ball on Chris's feet as well.
Yes, is this a 10-pounder, a 20-pounder? What's the?
Let's say 20-pounder. This is she's serious.
Man, like
serious
some
business.
Professional bowling.
She stoops down to pick up the sword. What is Athena doing?
So much has happened in the last like 2 seconds. Okay.
And also, I'll just say, like, this doesn't need to be like a blow by blow kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, so if you have like something that you want to do, it can be like a series of things. So if Leia wants to keep attacking, or like if you want to do something else, like we can kind of, it doesn't have to be like I'm doing this one little action. It can be a little more narrative than that.
I don't want to do Darkest Self because I don't think she would. Narratively, I don't think that makes sense for her to do that. I'm not sure. I think right now, because she's adamant that hurting Tariq is not the move to make to really hurt Professor Allen, I
Mhm.
think she mainly wants to just keep guard over him. So like she'll turn into her harpy form and try to protect Tariq from Sybil.
Yeah. I think you go to do that. And this isn't a roll, but something is going to happen in response to you doing that. So you immediately go over to try to like get between her and Tariq. In that moment, like basically taking advantage of her reaching down to like she's lost the bowling ball, but she turns and grabs the sword. And she says through gritted teeth, "I don't want to have to do this," and swings the sword down, and does 1 damage to Athena,
Okay.
as you've gotten in between her and the person that she's trying to hurt.
Okay. I think at the same time as she's doing this, she's like, because she's more of a talker than a fighter, it's still going to be like labeled in between. It's like, we can do a different way of doing this. You don't have to do this. We can ruin this man without killing his brother that has nothing to do with the situation. You kill too much. Like, essentially doing that to, like, keep distracting her as Leia's,
Yeah.
like, laying into her, doing the talking route. She's being a bard. She's a bard at heart, so she's doing the
Yeah.
talking route.
I think this kind of fits in with shut someone down, which could be good because you could get a string off of that, which could mechanically be beneficial. So go ahead and roll plus cold as she like brings the sword down on you, and like it hurts. It's one harm, but harm in this game
Oh,
is a
I have
little bit
cold. I have
more
cold.
than
Okay,
like
cool, cool.
a little bit more than like 1 hit point of damage in
Yeah.
D&D.
I forgot I have decent cold. Okay, got it. All right, that's a 10.
Okay, so you can she I don't believe has any strings on you. Let me just make sure.
I don't think
She
so.
doesn't.
Yeah, because I think Athena may have had strings on Sybil, but on Sybil, but Haley doesn't have any strings on her.
So she can't lose a string on you because she doesn't have any.
Yeah.
You can get a string on her, you can give her a condition, or you can take +1 forward. The benefits of each, I'll just explain really quickly because it kind of matters in this moment. If you take a string on her, you can try to get her to do what you want. You can add +1 to a roll against them, or add 1 to the harm you deal them. So strings are pretty useful in this specific scenario. If you give her a condition, and then take advantage of that condition during a roll, you get to add +1 to your roll against her. A condition is what people think about her, so it doesn't mean that she would be like, like if you give her a condition scared, like that doesn't mean she's afraid of you. And then obviously +1 forward. It's pretty self-explanatory. Your next roll, you would get +1.
And this is going to be a string from Haley, correct?
It's a string on Sybil.
Sybil.
Yes, Sybil
Okay.
is your boss at Borders, the real life person.
Right.
Haley is the person who died, who you thought was a ghost. You now have reason to believe that Haley is not even like an actual part of this. Like you think you're talking to Sybil, you don't think Haley's been involved with anything so far. This
Okay,
is
got it.
This
Haley's
is a
dead.
Scooby-Doo.
What?
Haley's dead.
Yeah.
Haley's dead, and you don't think that the ghosts have been Haley. You think the ghosts have been Sybil pretending
Okay.
to be a
This
ghost.
girl
Making sure.
already
Yes.
has
Kind of got lost
at
in the sauce
least
a little
2
bit.
murders, by the way. Like, she murdered the security guard and dude.
She has killed she has killed 2 people, yeah.
She has killed 2 people. Oh,
She was
God.
on to killing
Let's
like,
do
2
a. Let's do a string. Because I personally don't really want to harm her too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I want but I also understand the need to avenge Haley. So I think a string will probably be the best course for her.
Yeah, so you take a string on her. Are you saying anything that is letting her know that you know she's not Haley? Because so far you've kind of been going along with this thing of like, I'm talking to a ghost. This is this girl who died. Do you say anything to let her know that you're talking to Sybil? You don't have to. I just want to ask.
I think she would because I think she pieced it together. I think I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Okay, I think she's gonna end up saying, from what I know of your sister, she seemed like a very kind soul. Would she want you to go down this path and do what you're doing? What happened to her?
You use this insight on her to say this thing and let her know that the jig is up to a certain degree, that you know she's not a ghost, that you know who she is. And she has just like dealt you harm, which seems to be like affecting her. Like she seems shaken that she's like come to this point. And just the tears start to roll down her cheeks and going through tracks of this glow in the dark makeup and the makeup that she's used to make herself look like her sister who died when she was, a lot younger. And drops the sword and says, I just, everyone let her down.
I know.
And I just wanted him to know what it felt like to lose your sibling, because that's what I had to do. And everyone acts like it was just an accident, and everyone acts like it was no one's real fault, but there were people whose fault it was. And now I don't have a sister.
But Sybil, you have to realize the actions that you did right now are affecting so many other people. That's not Professor Allen. We have people here who are getting in trouble for being in the area. We have someone who the cops may try to accuse of killing Jovi when he didn't do anything wrong. Oh, Jude. Sorry,
Jovi's still alive.
Jude, my bad.
I know you are, Jude.
He actually might be watching this on the CTV.
Killing Jude, even though he's completely innocent and he's scared shitless. Professor Allen's not worrying about this. Tariq is trying his best to live up to the expectations of his brother. And do you think Professor Allen's gonna care? No. We can take down Professor Allen if you work with us. But killing Tariq is not the way to do this.
She has already dropped the sword, is like fully crying.
Yeah, I take a second to like get out my shoe and kick it back towards Chris.
Yeah. You kick the sword away.
Like...
She, like kind of like back against the wall, literally and figuratively. Like Sully is like moved in. Chris has the sword back. Leia's already done her, like, hit her in the back of the head. And she sinks down to the floor and is just sobbing, just like completely crying, completely like it's all coming out. And I think at that point is when you hear the sirens of the police arriving at the scene. And I think the next thing we see is this kind of like montage, like slow motion shots of the police coming in, like pushing past all of you, like the explanations from everyone of like what's happened. We can see, and I don't think there's like sound. I think I think there's just a song playing over this, which
Of course.
my immediate what were you gonna say?
Vibes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm looking up the thing. Keep going. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say How to Save a Life. But it doesn't have to be that. So this music is playing and we're seeing all this like the police coming in, Haley, Sybil, like crying, like speaking to them, like it seems like she's like confessing what's happened, like a stretcher coming in to take Sam and Tariq, Sybil getting arrested. Also, I think we see Sully's mom, like a conversation where she's arrived, like she still has like somebody who's with her has like her luggage that she just like came straight from the airport to here, and is like yelling at the police officers and like pushing past to get Sully. um and yeah, you all were able to save the last victim of this revenge plot. And also save your friend Sam, who, as you see her, she's like being carried away on a stretcher and her eyes like flutter open. It looks as though she's going to be okay. And what is the last thing that we see from each of you? This can be a shot that we see this can be like, if you want to have a conversation with someone, or like how, like, close up a loose end, anything like that, because we're wrapping up.
I think that Leia sort of looks around, sees Sam and Chris, sees Sully and his mom, and this whole time, like I said, she's the youngest kid that has just sort of been abandoned, and she doesn't really have a lot of people, and so she just sort of takes off the gloves, puts down the stick, and is like, okay, I guess I go back to my dorm now. Cool.
At that literal moment, Athena, big sister extraordinaire, comes barreling in. It's like, where are you going?
Back. I have homework.
You seem like you've been through a lot right now. Do you want some food? Do you want to get some food? I owe Sully some food.
Can we go on a walk?
I think I give a statement.
No problem. I got you later. Hell frickin' yes. In regards to Athena's thing, just real quick, because I don't know what's gonna happen with season 2, but I kind of want to establish that maybe she gives a look to Sybil as like I'm willing to help you.
Yeah.
And she has, just to confirm the link that they have now, it's like,
yeah, I like that. I think as you're walking away with Leia, we just see like a shot of like Athena looking over with this like determination and like offer in her eyes, and Sybil just kind of wiping away a tear and like making eye contact with you. I think it's a little ambiguous. Like she doesn't like nod and go like, "This is what season 2 is gonna be." But yeah, but it just like looks a little bit like, like the connection is made. And yes, Sully is giving a
now I don't feel bad for making Professor Allen feel bad.
Yeah.
What a dickhead.
Right.
But yeah, you want to walk, Leia.
Yeah, Leia and Athena go off to go on a walk in the woods. And what's the last thing we see of Sully?
I think the last thing with Sully is sort of like clearly with his power suit, pencil skirt of a mother, in her shades, her CNI assistant, like kind of like after that, and they go off like once she's sure that she's okay, that Sully is fine. I'm going to go into the forest where they found Jude's body, and I'm gonna pull out a 2-liter of growers from my hoodie. I'm gonna pour half a liter out for him, and I'm gonna sit there on a rock, and I'm just gonna have the rest of it.
And the end of How to Save a Life plays over the credits.
Yep.
And that's season 1 of MonsterHearts Freshman Year finished. You may have noticed we talked a little about season 2. We are going to be back in January with season 2 of MonsterHearts Freshman Year to finish out the school year. So stay tuned for that. But I'm going to go around to everyone and let each of you can let people know where to find you, other stuff that you've got going on, etc., etc. And we'll start with Ava.
Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your mother, Ava, here. You can find me anywhere at Madam Ava Couture. I'm still mainly on the Twitter, but maybe by the time you see this, that it doesn't exist anymore. So find me just literally anywhere at Madam Ava Couture and keep up with what I'm doing. Uh, yeah, it's been a delight. I love this series, and I'm excited to come back in January.
Yes, me as well. Val, what about you?
Hey everyone, my name is Valdrianth, or Rosie Raid over the internet. I produce TTRPG actual plays for me and my friends. And depending on when you see this, this winter, my schedule is Thursday nights we play Old Gods of Appalachia. Friday nights we play Avatar Legends with Arnica, actually, as our storyteller. And on Saturdays, my friend Humaloo is running a Mass Effect 5e game. There's a Christmas special in December, and then a season starting in January, which is going to be super fun. Otherwise, find me everywhere as Valdrianth. Yeah, that's what I do. MJ.
What's up, everyone? I am on the formerly known as the Bird app at Melanie J, where I'm mostly all about sports. Other places I go by Ghost River. I am a professional game master on Start Playing. If you want to know what I'm like on the other side of the table, go and check me out. I'm going to be opening some more games this week. And other than that, I don't know, in the woods.
Perfect. I'm gonna give one last shout out for this season to our beloved producer Val. Thank you so much
I'm
for leading us through all of this. Of course, all producers are beloved. I say as someone who also produces streams. And I'm Taylor. You can find me other places on the internet at Roll for Felicity, Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky now. Twitch, Tumblr, are the main places. Depending on when this comes out, you'll either on Thursday nights, alternating Thursday nights in November, I'm doing a limited series of Wander Home on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/roll for Felicity. You can either catch those, or depending on when this comes out, you can see the VODs on YouTube. So it's going to be a 3-part series of Wander Home. We've had the first episode actually just posted to YouTube today. So it's lovely, and I love doing it. But yeah, you can follow me different places to keep up with what I've got going on. I don't have any channel stuff to say because I don't know when this is going to be published, but keep an eye on Girls from These Worlds on socials to see what's going on when the creator app opens back up, casting calls, etc., etc. It's a great channel, and you should follow, subscribe, watch, apply, all
Give
of
us
those various
money.
things. Yeah, give
Yeah.
us money. And yeah, that's, I think, everything that I need to say. So we'll say goodbye until next semester.
Bye.
Okay, just stop waving so I can give them buffers. From at the end. Like,